step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you, beautiful people. Welcome to it, your feel-good breakfast show, live, large and in charge on this Friday, the 2nd of August. Kata Maboya reporting for duty, and great to be in your company as we lead you into the weekend. Second day, says Princess,
Morning.
of Women's Month.
Yes.
How was the first day for you yesterday?
Oh, it was very nice.
Was it nice?
Yes.
I'm glad because today you'll see we are joined by powerful women in the music industry. I want to keep it a little bit of a secret for now, just to kind of keep the tension going a little bit, but they are powerhouses, and I can't wait to hear them perform. But listen, in terms of our morning post and how we are engaging with you on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, we're asking if you could invite a famous person to have tea with, who would it be? So, Princess, who would you invite to have... Oh, thank you very much for the coffee, by the way.
Pleasure.
So if you could decide to invite anybody, a famous person, to have tea and coffee with, who would you invite and why? Come on, I'm sure you got a wish list somewhere there. About Oprah Winfrey or Trevor Noah or Ban. Who would you invite?
Oprah.
Oprah?
Yes.
And what would you say to her?
Oh, I like her. I like her very much.
I think she'd love you. She'd absolutely love you. But let us know. That's our question to you on our Facebook page this morning. If you could invite somebody famous to have a cup of tea with, who would it be and why? What would you even say to them, having an audience with them in that moment? But of course, we'll be engaging with you a lot more as well on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, all throughout the morning. Hopefully, by now, you've gotten your entries for Tropical Island of Treasure Season 9 in. Of course, they opened yesterday, and you need to tell us how you would be out smoothing the competition in order to stand a chance, or for you to win your share of that smooth 1 million rand. And of course, also by buying Tropica and then following the entry details on the pack, there are daily prizes to be won, hundreds of thousands of prizes. But anyway, let's catch up with the rest of the team and find out what this Friday is turning out like for Uncle Tabsy and Auntie Leanne.
Yes, that's right, Kat. Welcome to it. It's a Friday.
A Friday? We made it. Put it there.
We made it.
Yes.
We made it. It's not only just a Friday, it's also right at the top of a brand new month. So there's so much excitement. It's month end, it's weekend time. We've all had a long week, I'm sure, and everyone's looking forward to just kicking back and relaxing this weekend. But hey, we're here with you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show to give you the time of your life, give you all sorts of feel good.
And we certainly are. It's going to be amazing. The things that we have in store for you on this Friday. This Friday, it's incredible stuff. So if I were you, you might want to call into the office and say you're going to be a bit late, but hey, if you absolutely have to go, we understand.
Well, if you have to go and you need to absolutely be out of the house, you want to know what the weather's going to be looking like. Let's start off in Johannesburg. It's going to be sunny today. Sunny conditions with a light northerly wind that dies down towards the evening. And clear skies are expected for the duration of the day, with humidity remaining low. A warm weekend can be expected, Josie. Durban is rainy today, mainly sunny conditions with a passing shower and warm temperatures. They are warmer than the day before. A northeasterly breeze that'll pick up towards the evening. Rain will clear up towards Sunday. Port Elizabeth, partly sunny conditions with northwesterly wind that picks up towards the evening. A couple of showers are expected throughout the day, and cloud cover will increase towards the afternoon. So be prepared for rain this weekend. Get your umbrellas out. PE. Cape Town, sunny to partly cloudy, cloudy conditions with little to no wind. Cloud cover will increase towards the evening as humidity slightly decreases. Temperatures will peak late afternoon and remain steady for the remainder of the day. So no rain is expected in Cape Town this weekend. And you know what that means for us?
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out. Guns out.
Talks about guns out. Your guns are out right now.
Yeah, my little toy guns are out today. My toy guns are out today.
You know, so are you still completing your look
I was
this morning?
actually still completing my look.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? On a Friday, sometimes, even though we like to keep it playful, which I've done with the shirt.
Very nice.
This is an edition shirt from Woolies. I'm still wanting to suit up a little bit, so be nice and smart.
Yeah.
So I'm putting on this Studio W. They've been coming through heavy with that fitted steez.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're doing
But
this
this is
today.
your vibe.
We are doing this today. We are We're giving the people this today. We're giving them eleganza extravaganza.
Okay then. As long
What do you
as you're
think?
happy and
What
as
do you
long as
think?
you're comfortable. I love it. I love it. I love either way. Like if
Yeah.
you were at the office, for instance, and
Yeah.
you were just you wanted to go for like drinks afterwards,
Yeah.
you know, catch up with friends. You
Yeah,
could
then
just take the jacket
unbutton
off,
or take it off.
live your best life.
Yeah, you
know?
look amazing, and
Thank
we're
you.
going matchy today.
We
I see.
are, yeah. No, I just, I have a black shirt and a black skirt, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can look a bit plain.
Yeah.
But all I did was I partnered it up with this beautiful gold-plated belt.
Yeah.
And yeah, earrings, gold, shoes,
Yeah.
gold. Bob's your uncle.
Well, if anyone's good at bringing an outfit to life, it definitely has to be you. Every single
Yeah.
time you have like a plain color outfit, the ability to bring those accessories in, what you do with your shoes, just always blows my mind. I don't know how you do it.
Accessorize,
Don't know how you do it.
accessorize. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we're in for a really awesome show, but of course we cannot get into a brand new day without inspiring ourselves and getting that positive quote for the day. Kat, where are we getting from today?
Well, believe it or not, we're getting it from none other than Hillary Clinton. Of course, everyone would know her as an American lawyer. She's a politician. She became the first woman in history to represent a major political party in the United States presidential election. Of course, one of the first ladies elected as a U.S. Senate and the first female senator from New York. And here's what Hillary Clinton had to say. Let that inspire you this morning. She says, always aim high, work hard, and care deeply about what you believe in. And when you stumble, keep faith. Poignant words to start your day off with, and we hope that they do inspire you. Share what is motivating you with us on our social media pages. Of course, #Expresso Show wherever you do so. Let's get it trending, but right now let's take a look at the headlines of the morning, and Leanne brings those to you.
Thank you so much, Kat. In your national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially appointed 9 commissioners to the Commission for Gender Equality. Ms. Tamara Eugenia Matabula has been appointed chairperson. Cape Nature has finalized a groundbreaking new policy that will allow for restricted use of species of wild flora in Cape Nature managed protected areas. On the international front, Zimbabwe is to repeal its indigenization and economic empowerment legislation dealing with ownership of foreign-controlled companies and replace it with a new empowerment law, Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube said yesterday. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is concerned by rising tensions between nuclear-armed states, warning that the world will lose an invaluable break on nuclear war with the expiration of the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty that happens today. And then finally, New Yorker Louise Signore celebrated her 107th birthday on Wednesday. Now, Signore still leads an active lifestyle. She doesn't use a walking cane and goes shopping herself. She even still does a little dancing. Now, asked what her secret to longevity was, she unhesitatingly answered, I never got married and I eat lots of Italian food. Now, Freddie Blom from Delft on the Cape Flats, born in 1904, the year that Rolls-Royce rolled out its first car, and the Wright brothers built their second powered plane, is believed to be the oldest man alive. According to 115-year-old Blom, he is still fighting fit and healthy, but says he realizes that at some stage he'll have to stop smoking. Who knows? Maybe the two of them will meet and make it happen. Well, let's find out what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Kat.
As we all throw a quizzical eye Leanne's way. Anyway, let's take a look at those sports headlines this morning, starting off with cricket. Australia's Steve Smith reached an awesome 144 runs on his return to Test cricket as Australia recovered from 122 for 8 to reach 284 on the opening day of the Ashes at Edgbaston. In footballing news, the Tshwane University of Technology claimed a 2-0 win over the University of Johannesburg in their varsity football clash in Soweto last night to put them at the top of the standings thus far. Now, English Premier League club Arsenal announced the signing of winger Nicolas Pepe from French side Lille for a club record fee reported to be about $87 million. And that's a roundup of the sports headlines. And this morning we'll have fuller bulletins and, of course, a look to the weekend's preview with Ashfaq Mohammed a little bit later on. Right now, let's take a look at your weather.
Thank you very much, Kat. Let's take a look at your sunrise pictures that you sent through. Duncan Lawrence has sent us this beautiful sunrise from Bloemfontein, where sunny conditions can be expected with pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. Lynn Rathbone sent us her sunrise picture from Forest Hills out in KZN, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with clear skies and high humidity reaching a maximum of 28 degrees. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 8, reaching a high of 20 degrees today. Mbombela 12 and 24. Pretoria 8, reaching a high of 22. If you're out in Johannesburg, expect plenty of sunshine, 7 as your low and 20 your high. Mahikeng 11, reaching a high of 23 degrees. Klerksdorp 10 and 23. A northwesterly wind for Kimberley traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 9 is your minimum, your maximum 26 degrees. Bloemfontein 5 and 23. Richards Bay 18, you start off there, and your peak is 27 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 12 and 27. If you're out in Durban, expect that northeasterly wind traveling at 24 kilometers per hour. 18 is your low and your high is 26. The highest temperatures in the country today, that's Mthatha 6, your low and your high is 29. East London 14, reaching a high of 26. And a northwesterly wind for Craddock today, traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 4 is your low and your high is 26. Port Elizabeth, high humidity there today, 11 and 23. George 10, reaching a maximum of 19. Sutherland has the lowest temperatures in the country. Once again today, -2 is your low and your high is 14 degrees. Cape Town, Mother City 10 and 18. Worcester has high humidity today, 5, reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. It's a cold start to the morning for Springbok. 1 is your low. You will reach that high of 15 hopefully, and Uppington 5 is your low, reaching that maximum of 26 degrees. Well, that's where we leave it for now. Please remember, we want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures. Get them through to us on our Facebook page. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3, using that official hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, thank you very much, Uncle Tabsy, updating us on the weather. And of course, we'll be keeping you updated as to what you can expect over the weekend in the sporting fields. Of course, Ashbak Mohammed is here to give us a preview of what should be a very... Soccer season is finally back. We are excited.
Yes.
Sis Princess, how excited are you?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you big time excited for the soccer?
Yes.
Yeah? Who's your favorite team? Who do you support?
Kaizer Chiefs.
Come on! Yes!
Good luck, Princess.
It's going to be a difficult season for us,
Yes.
given how the opening weekend actually went last week. But of course, that and a whole lot more to be discussed right after the break. Have you ordered your coffee? Is that for you?
Yeah,
Yes.
this
There we
one.
go, Ash.
Thank you.
Have at it. All right, we'll see you after the break.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. On this Friday morning, we're live, large, and in charge. And what a weekend awaits us as we get back to our regular local football schedule as the PSL kicks off. And of course, we take a look at what we can expect from the season ahead. And even though the English Premier League will only start next week, the highly anticipated curtain raiser, which is the Community Shield, will set up the two top EPL teams in Liverpool and Manchester City as they go head-to-head this Sunday. And of course, finally, round 4 of the 2019 Currie Cup should also be an absolute cracker with 3 all-important clashes taking place. And here to help us get a bigger view of what's going to be going on, of course, our friend in sport, digital sports editor, Ashfaq Mohammed. I don't know about you, Ash, but like all of these promos that have been flighted on TV have just been making me salivate at the prospect of what will be another exciting season. But let's kick it off with round 4 of the Currie Cup season, where the Cheetahs have been one of the top performing sides. We won't touch too much on Western Province, who have a bye this week. But what has the season turned out like for you so far?
Yeah, for me, the Free State Cheetahs really setting the standard. You know, they've got a very strong side. They compete in the Pro 14, but with the seasons finally being worked out this time, they're not playing 2 competitions at once. So they can play almost like with the other teams playing their Super Rugby teams, they can play their Pro 14 team. So they're just way ahead compared to the other provinces who obviously lost their Springboks and lost guys to overseas, Japan deals and European deals. So, I mean, even this weekend, Ruan Pina, the granddaddy of South African rugby, is coming back for the Cheetahs. Can you believe it? To his hometown team.
Against the Lions,
I think it's the first time actually he's going to play for the Cheetahs, because he was previously at the Sharks set after school, you know. So now he's come back from Ireland and he's played in France as well for many years. But he's actually going to be on the bench for the Cheetahs, so that just shows the depth in Bloemfontein.
A lot of rugby being played, especially with this being a World Cup year. There's Super Rugby, there's Currie Cup Rugby, local competition. Do you think it's weighing a bit too much on the players, or have we found a way of managing it so that we get the best out of each player and still afford the new guys the opportunity to be blooded into these competitions?
I think with the Currie Cup being a single round competition this time, so it's not too hectic, you know. Also a chance for anybody else who may want to put up their hand right at the end for World Cup selection for the Springboks. Perhaps if there's injuries or so, you know, there's quite a big group in New Zealand at the moment preparing for the Argentina test. They didn't come back home from the Wellington draw. So, but still guys like Dylan Nades has put up his hand as a fullback option, you know. Perhaps someone like JP Peterson, you never know in terms of his experience. The Bulls as well against the Pumas, another big one this weekend. So there's always opportunities to perform.
Absolutely exciting stuff. I don't know if you are brave enough to call it. Cheetahs versus Lions, who will take that one?
I think Cheetahs,
Cheetahs?
Got enough,
Pumas versus Sharks?
Oh, Pumas, Sharks, tough one, Sharks has been up and down. Maybe Pumas.
Bulls, Griquas?
Ooh, another one. Rico's got a hiding last week, so I think the Bulls should be good to go.
All right, fantastic. Those are your predictions as we take a look at what will be an exciting Premier Soccer League season. And, of course, the curtain raiser in the Carling Black Label Cup that took place last weekend, seeing
just
Orlando...
a joke on that, you know, because Kaizer Chiefs went on 2-0. They're saying the number to call for Chiefs is 0860 202020.
Oh, wow. They do not hold
Chiefs,
back.
Man, so they
don't hold back. I think it's got something to do with the kit. The designers of the kit really let us down there. But anyway, as we look forward to the season ahead, what are you expecting? Obviously, a big one in terms of the level of play that we've come to know and understand from Sundowns and how they've been consistent over the years with that. And I'm sure Peter Musimane and his charges will be looking to keep that up.
Yeah, he's already talking about calling it the La Decima campaign kind of thing. You know, they won their 10th PSL title. They won their 9th last season, 2 in a row. They're going for the 3rd in a row. But Pitzel always wise, you know, he says already this week, you mustn't expect too much in the beginning because guys coming from AFCON, he's got injuries, you know. But despite that, we all know he's got like 2-3 squads that other teams wish they could have, you know, those kind of players. So he should have enough depth. But the Tshwane Derby, always a tough one against SuperSport United.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, Orlando Pirates taking on Bloemfontein Celtic. Celtic over there in Highlands Park, home to Kaiser Chiefs. And
big one. Highlands Park are tough to beat at Makalong Stadium, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. Those fixtures were on your screen a second ago. We'll bring you the results come Monday morning. But of course, the curtain raiser of the Premier League in the FA Community Shield, usually contested between the winners of the FA Cup and the league. Manchester City won both, so it was like, so who's next? Of course, enter the Champions League champions in Liverpool. That should be a great teaser of what will be and what will transpire through the season.
Normally, we try to not look too much into the Community Shield, but I think Liverpool would want to prove a point, you know, having won the Champions League, having come so close in the league last season. You know, City has such a strong squad, but Liverpool would want to show that they can actually take it this time, and beating City, even though it's this early in the season, always be a good result for them going into the rest of this league.
Absolutely. What a statement that would be if Jurgen Klopp were victorious over Pep Guardiola in that game, in the context of what the season might be. And I'm going to put you in a tough spot here. You know the head-to-head stats and what it's been like. Who would you say is likeliest to take it, and what would the final score be?
Based on the pre-season and you know, the hunger, I would say Liverpool wanted more at this stage of the year. You know, City, they've done it. They had the double. Yes, Guardiola wants to win the Champions League, and that's what's the most important goal, I think, for him this season. Compared to Klopp, he wants a Premier League title.
Oh, my goodness. And I love how you just skirted around, not answering the question that I put forth to you, but Ashfaq Mohammed, thank you very much. An exciting season ahead for us. How about you let us know, what are some of your score predictions for some of the big games coming up, especially this FA Community Shield between Manchester City and Liverpool. And, of course, we've got, just a buffet of PSL action coming up this weekend, the results of which will come to you on Monday.
Well, the private property is bringing you a very, very exciting event. If you are in Durban, then look out for the property show at the Durban Exhibition Centre on the 3rd and the 4th of August this weekend, everybody, and it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Well, it's such an important platform. It's an ideal platform for anyone looking to further their property journey, whether they're looking to buy, sell, rent, or invest, and it's just one sleep away. So the show brings together all the brands under one roof, and it includes financial service providers, estate agents, developers, and even guest speakers like finance expert Nicolette Mashile.
There we go. Now, you'll have all of the experts you need on hand to guide you on how to go about everything property related. All you have to do is visit thepropertyshow.co.za to get your tickets now.
While you diarize that and put it in your diary, we're going to take a quick break. Go refill your coffee cups.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword PROTECT to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.
name. I'm me again and I lose myself. I forget your name from my brain. Boy, you know I'm insane. Yeah. And I know that it's my choice to love you. And I know that it's my choice, but I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, so please, mister, don't go missing no more, yeah. Please, mister, don't go missing no more. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. Please, mister, don't go missing no more, baby, no more, no more. Please. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Taking you through a multi-layered technological experience right there as we welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast on this Friday morning. Hanging out with Brian Smith to chat about the latest news in the world of technology. And earlier this week, it was announced that CRISPR, the revolutionary gene editing technology, is said to be used on a human body for the very first time to treat blindness. And that is very, very exciting news. Mr. Smith, how are you?
I'm right, and yourself?
Good. We're twinning in the leather jacket department, if you're wondering.
Coordinated today.
But for those who might not have heard about CRISPR, and it's a new concept to them, exactly what is it? Let's quickly explain it and break it down.
Absolutely. So, put simply, CRISPR is essentially a family within DNA, which is itself the building blocks of all organic life on Earth. Mm-hmm. If you consider, one of the things scientists or researchers have focused on over the years is trying to tackle hereditary diseases or diseases that affect the DNA themselves. Mm-hmm. What they discovered as early as 2012 is that they discovered within DNA, within CRISPR, there's actually an enzyme called Cas9. And within Cas9, they've essentially been able to edit DNA. By doing this, they've essentially used the enzyme to tweak DNA like a pair of organic scissors, if you can imagine the metaphor. They're actually able to go in and remove specific genes now at a time. And the idea is that this kind of technology could be used in future to tackle not only hereditary diseases, but also potentially to prevent birth defects.
Wow, that's incredible. And you think about the implications if this were to be done successfully and they were to be able to take those, quote unquote, genetic scissors, organic genetic scissors, and take out the gene for blindness. This would be an enormous step forward in terms of medical evolution.
Absolutely. So what researchers are trying to do now is that they're actually focused on hereditary diseases and defects to do with the human retina, which essentially controls the amount of light that the eye can perceive at any given time. As with some infants that are born, the retina doesn't develop properly, and what researchers are trying to do now in 18 human test subjects is actually go and edit this retina DNA strand within our own DNA ourselves, and essentially be able to tweak this beforehand to ensure that this complication never develops.
Yeah. Of course, with something as bold as this, there might be fear of some complications that may arise. What are some of the concerns that have been highlighted?
So beyond sort of the ethical quandary of human gene editing, of course, which is itself perhaps its own conversation, there are the two aspects that CRISPR's only been found to be essentially ethical and worthwhile, effective, so to speak, up to 80% of all cases. So it's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all solution.
Okay, but 80% is still quite high.
Absolutely. The other sort of thing to consider is the fact that CRISPR isn't necessarily as precise as we might make it sound. If you consider using that pair of genetic scissors, you might be able to affect other genes during that process. So it's essentially a tool that requires a great deal of care.
Wow. So should this be successful, how soon do you think this might be available then to the commercial market?
So the 18 patients that are now going to be essentially trialed using the solution those trials will take place over the course of the coming year. Yeah. So we'll be able to preview sort of the results of this and see how actually effectual it is within the human body. And going forward, we should be able to see far many more applications in the near future.
Wow, exciting stuff. Equally exciting, equally scary, all at the same time, the way that we're able to use modern medicine and technology, bringing those two worlds together. But thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate your time and expertise, as always. And of course, let us know what are some of the latest stories that have caught your attention. If you are looking for the latest news in technology, you can check out bandwidthblog.com. But right now, time for us to take a look at what is a very important issue in ATM fraud that seems to be making the rounds again. Extremely prevalent in South Africa, for instance, and we're constantly being informed to remain alert and aware at all times. And one scam that seems to be making a mark is the Muti scam. Take a look.
Have you ever heard of the Muti scam? Well, this scam seems to be gaining in popularity and is often used around ATM fraud. We are joined this morning by Sabric CEO Kalyani Pillay, and she's chatting to us on how to protect ourselves from these types of scams. Kalyani, welcome back to the show.
Thanks,
I
Leanne.
feel like us poor people are just being scammed, and every day there's a new one.
Absolutely.
Take us through what exactly is the Muti scam.
So the Muti scam is really about social engineering.
Yeah.
It's about criminals manipulating people so in such a manner that they can actually get access to their cash. So most often we find it happening either when people are withdrawing monies in the bank branch or when they're withdrawing monies at an ATM, and the criminal obviously watches them, and then what they do is they work in a group of people. There's a number of people that are part of the syndicate, and one of them would walk past you, the person that they've identified as their victim, and they would put some black paste or black substance against it. It could even have been shoe polish, anything. And they would put it onto you without you even noticing it. And then the other person will come up to you and they'll say, oh my gosh, we've just seen that you've been marked and somebody's marked you and your money, and you turn around and you see this mark, and of course it causes absolute anxiety because you're so nervous and worried, and then they tell you, look, somebody's going to be stealing your money, the money is now being marked, please come aside, we've had this before, we'll help you, you need to get that money out of your bag, and you need to put it into an envelope and secure it, and you're so panicked that you don't even think about what's reasonable. And then in instances they even take people into a car that's nearby, they get into the car, they don't get into the driver's side, they get into the passenger side, you in the back, they say to you, here's an envelope, let me put the money in for you, you give it to them, they put the money in, they give it back to you sealed, and they say to you, don't open it until you go home. And of course there's no money in it. They put up some paper into it, they make it look and feel like it's money, and the person is so terrified they get off or they leave, whether it's an alley or the car or wherever they've been so-called assisted, and they rush off only to get home to find that they actually have no money. So it's really a horrendous and a horrible thing to happen. But again, it's playing on your emotion, it's causing panic and fear. And that's what happens. People respond differently. So we're just alerting bank customers to say, look, be on the lookout for the fact that people who want access to your money will find any funny way, odd stories about this. Don't believe any of that.
Exactly. Why are these type of scams more prevalent around the festive periods, though?
Well, I suppose it's because people tend to draw more money at that time of the year. And even though we're sort of sitting at this time of the year now, we're just wanting to alert people early enough to say that irrespective of the time of the year, and obviously towards the end of the year, people get paid out their bonuses, they have access to more cash, they want to draw money, they want to walk around with it. There's so many different ways to do your banking. You don't have to draw cash. You can pay with a card, you can do transactions at an ATM. It really doesn't matter at all, but you can do different ways without having to expose yourself to the risk posed by all these kinds of scams.
And also on the flip side of that, with people having more money, there are those who don't have money and become even more desperate around the festive periods to provide for their families and are willing to thus do anything to get their hands on your money. What should one be looking out for when it comes to these types of scams?
Well, I think most important, the minute you get stopped at an ATM by somebody else, or you're leaving a bank branch or wherever, don't listen to anything that they're telling you. Don't listen to any story. Always have at the foremost in your mind, this is a possible robbery. I'm going to be robbed. And just move away, go to where other people are. If you're feeling very exposed, don't be alone wherever you are. That kind of thing is really important. So don't believe anybody that tells you about this kind of thing.
What should you do if you realize you have now fallen victim to this type of crime?
Well, obviously it's a robbery and you need to go to the police and you need to let them know. But it's also good to, if it happens close by to an ATM or a bank, it's also good to let your bank know, because then they also pick up some of of the risks and can inform the police as well. So, yes.
It's so sad that we unfortunately have to walk around with this almost distrust, but I would rather call it vigilance in this day and age because you don't want to fall victim to these type of things.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Kalyani. I feel like you are our guardian angel right now.
Thank you.
Well, you can join us again next week with Sabric CEO Kalyani Pillay, where we discuss telephonic technical support scams and what we should look out for to avoid these types of scams.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are Sabric.
Thank you so much, Leanne. We live and we learn about all these scams happening around us. The scam king of all things movies, JP Sebastian.
You cannot be scammed if you're completely stingy with the popcorns.
No, you are. Well, you are. That's why you are a scam, because you are stingy with the popcorns. After the break, we're going to be checking out all the movies that are coming out this weekend. It is the weekend, so if you were looking to head out, JP Sebastian will set the scene for you. We'll see you in a bit.
It's the crazy story.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live right here on SABC3. It is the Friday edition of it. If you're looking to head out later today, well, we've got you covered when it comes to all movies because JP Sebastian is our in-house movie specialist, movie guru.
And you're just special. What was the sound you were making before South Africa? Princess, let's sugar for the sky. That is low.
JP, I get excited because, you know, the last couple of weeks, you really have given us some of the most topical movies that everybody is going on about, but no one quite knows where to place them. Today, we're looking at Hobbs and Shaw. Let's take a look at this.
Now or never. I'm more of a now type of guy. On my three. Sure. 1, 2, 3. No one tells me what to do.
All that action, wow. You got my full attention.
Mind-numbing. It was after that scene that one of the reviewers, that because we watch these in blocks, and someone just shouted, "What?" Because it is, and that's all this movie's got to be. If you've made now 9 Fast and Furious movies, this one just has to be mind-numbingly stupid. It has to beat me
epic.
over
it
the
has
head.
to just like blow it out.
Yeah, and especially when you got people as large as The Rock.
Exactly, you got The Rock, who I don't know how The Rock does it. He literally is in every TV, in every film, every TV show you can find.
And every Instagram video is just him working out at midnight.
Where does he get the time? The only place he doesn't work for is Idingo, probably. Do you know what I mean? But,
that we know of.
That we know of. But you've got Vanessa Kirby there as well. You've got Idris Elba as well. It's a big start.
Idris Elba, who I started watching again in The Wire last night, which is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. You guys should watch. Anyway, that's besides the point. We're talking about Hobbs and Shaw, which for some reason the title says Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. It's like this movie does not need help from Fast and Furious to advertise. Like Jason Statham, I think, was the other name we didn't mention. So obviously those are the two, Hobbs and Shaw. They, from the previous movies, you might know that they despise each other. They're from other sides of the law, for one thing, and for another, they have different styles, different approaches to fighting, which is kind of cool about one of the things that this movie does is it will shoot a certain way for, say, that Jason Statham's character will use this prop on this table to dispatch you in a certain way, and The Rock will just throw you and the table into a wall kind of thing. So one's brute force, and the other one's more tactical about things.
It seems nice and fast-paced. It's just the trailer I'm seeing. It seems like it's quite punchy.
So it kicks down the door from the outset. That is a good thing. Like I said, when you're this deep into the franchise, you've got to maybe just play to the fact that it's a roller coaster. You're not going to develop anything new. You're not going to reinvent the wheel or anything like that.
We know we're here to fight, so let's fight.
And so then you can't have these sort of... I wish it kept up the tempo, but better for me. It's not a total failure in that sense, but like there are a lot of times where I don't really need to see story being built. When we've seen this story a million times, the story being that Vanessa Kirby is this special ops MI6 type person who steals a killer, like a deadly virus that might destroy humanity. Never heard of that before. That Idris Elba, who is this part of this Etion group, is what they call them, this group of bad guys, and they are eugenicists. They believe in like a pure type of single type of human that we should all work towards, and all the weak should die type thing and whatever. So these are it's completely unoriginal, which isn't a sin. That's
we
fine
know
if movies.
We know
so then what you've got to do then is maybe try and tell the story in a different way, or at least keep up the action. So consider, for example, in the superhero universe, you had Logan come along when everything else was feeling quite generic and same. Then you had Logan, you had Ragnarok, those are quite different. But if this just feels like another installation of the Fast and Furious, then it will appease the fans.
Okay. Let's take a look at something here to get to our decision about how we feel about it.
Let's whet your appetite with the actors talking about working with David Leitch, the director who previously did Deadpool.
Oh, nice.
I'm a fan of the fast films, so to have the opportunity to bring my action experience to these characters was really exciting to me.
He's just a genius at what he does. He's brilliant. He knows how to direct, he knows how to choreograph.
The action is the heart of the movie, and David Leitch is one of the best in Hollywood.
I come from a fight choreography background and a stunt background, so it's hard for me not to get in front and do some physical line readings like, this is how I would do it. I love fight days.
And not only that, he's a mastermind of the camera.
He's an aficionado of action movies, and that's what you want.
With David, audience comes first, and that's what you see.
What people don't really realize about action is that you can really define your characters through the way that they fight.
We had a mantra, in Dave Leitch we trust, and I think we all felt like that.
In this movie, there's a lot of the DNA of the Fast franchise, but I also wanted to bring my approach to action in my style.
Okay, right. You know, it is quite pacey, and it is a lot of action. But I hear what you mean about the fact that we don't need a build up with a story like this. We want them to get straight to it.
You know, it's sometimes you just need a cheeseburger. You don't need a sirloin steak.
Okay. Well, we're not having that on the menu. We've got popcorn though, and you need to tell me how many popcorns for this.
So, having just watched that again, I'll tell you that looks like in the making they must have had a lot of fun, and it was beautiful to shoot and all that. But I don't think David Leitch knew how to take it into the editing room where he makes his own action a bit too sluggish at times. Like, why would you slow down and draw out some stuff that needs to be, like the word you used, punchy? So 5 out of 10 for something that is the 10th installment in the Fast and Furious series. If you're a fan of the later kind of stuff, which doesn't involve the cars so much like the first one, then this will hit the spot for you just fine. That's a popcorn.
You know what? I just think everybody needs to give it a fair chance. Go out there and check it out. A movie like this, especially when it's had such a long sort of...
I'm giving it a 5 from a safe distance from these
we
two
know
men.
you and we know how you operate. So check it out. Let us know if you think this is a movie worth watching on Facebook. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Use that hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, from a movie worth watching to talent worth watching, this year a prominent TV talent show was dominated by an unconventional talent with a fine voice and quite a story to tell. At 18 years old, Yatta Craft has overcome more than just your standard creative insecurities. He's actually turned potential negatives in his path into positives by sheer force of will and artistic license.
Exactly, and it's made him a natural focus for today's Mac Spotlight on emerging talent, as Mac believes that every person has an inner light worth shining for the world.
Absolutely. So through this series, Mac shines a spotlight on young talents that are on their journey so that others may be inspired by their example. And one such is Yatta Craft.
The Mac Shine On project aims to inspire and discover young aspiring performers. And in an age of social media pressure on teenagers to fall in with stereotypes of beauty or style, this young artist chooses to perform instead of conform and let his inner light shine.
Hi, my name is Yatta Craft and my dream is to change the world. I want to change the world by telling people that it is okay to be different and that being weird is a lot of fun and being unique makes you unique. Growing up, I was very, very, very fortunate to have a mom and a dad who loved me and accepted me and were very on board with what I'm doing and who I am. But there was kind of a spanner in the works there when my dad unfortunately passed away when I was 7 years old. So that kind of rocked my world. And then I got to school and I realized that people can be terrible. I got bullied a lot for my weight and for how outspoken I am, and that I did ballet and did the arts, and that really took a toll on my mental health. The bullying didn't really stop because then it moved online onto social media, and that really elevated everything. I remember being in 8th grade and thinking that this is just the end. I should just stop everything and just put on a suit and be a lawyer. But then I realized through music and through musical theater and writing and the arts that you are allowed to be yourself and that you can be as eccentric as you want, and people really like it, not just not frown upon it or say, oh, that's weird and cute. It's not a novelty being strange in the arts, and it's something that's celebrated, and that really, really, really saved me. A word that I got called a lot is fat, and in the beginning that really, really bothered me, because back then, and unfortunately still today, fat isn't the epitome of beautiful. Everyone wants the blonde, skinny, blue-eyed boy with the six-pack who's on the first rugby team, and back then that's how it was. Unfortunately, it is still like that, but I'm glad that I'm fat. It keeps me warm during winter, keeps me cool during summer. It's who I am. It's part of who I am. You kind of wear it as a badge of pride that people want to see you fail because they know that you can succeed. People want to see you fall because they know you can fly.
If Yatu's had weight and body image issues, these are offset by the gift of his incredible voice.
Gonna be some sweet times coming on the night shift.
On the night shift.
Oh, I bet you're singing pride.
Sing pride.
I bet you pull a crowd. Gonna be a long night.
In finding his voice, he's discovered a community where he's valued for his creative worth.
So musical theater's always been part of my life. My mom used to listen to the Evita soundtrack as a kid. She used to sing another suitcase in another hall to get me to sleep. It was very amazing. But I actually started getting into musical theatre when I went to go watch Cats, the musical. And I went to watch it and I was like, oh, the Rum Tum Tugger. I want to be that guy. I want to sing to people and make them feel the way that the Rum Tum Tugger made me feel and the way that the Phantom of the Opera made me feel. When that chandelier came down, I was completely shook. And then I wanted to take it one step further. So, booked a meeting with Gemma Marinas from the Born to Perform platform, went in, auditioned for the school, and she told me, listen, my husband's going to hate me, but you're in the show. You're in Born to Perform this year. I just remember being amongst all of these kids and being like, oh no, I'm not good enough to be here. I don't look like they do. This is probably like a one-time thing, and then next year I'll move on. But then I realized how much everyone actually cared. That's the unfortunate thing of coming from the bullying aspect of everything, is that you think no one cares and everyone is out to get you. But genuinely, there are people who want to see you succeed and who will go out of their way to see you be the best you can be. And that's what the Born to Perform platform is. And I'm very, very lucky to be part of such a platform. I just want to tell everyone that life is short. Let's say you live for 100 years if you're lucky. Why waste time and be afraid of who you are? Why waste time being afraid, full stop? Why do you want to go through your entire life hiding who you are because of what other people are going to think? There's no time for that. You don't know, the world might end tomorrow, and you weren't unapologetically yourself. I'm ugly.
Mac works really hard on tough stains, so you don't have to worry.
Oh, Steve, didn't you say love always leaves a mark?
But it does. And yeah, let the real you shine through.
Shine a light on that.
I know, 18 years old, yet the wisdom is absolutely incredible. What a talent.
Live life unapologetically. Thank you very much to our friends at Mac for bringing us that inspirational story, and we can't wait to hear even more from them. But listen, the powerhouses that we have in the studio today. Cannot wait for you to tune into our frequency on this Friday morning with the music stars that we have lined up for you. But we're going to take a break, recharge our coffee cups.
Yes, please.
And be back with more Feel Good in a moment.
Hi, my name is Sabia, and I pretend to be other people for a living. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a bottle of Tropica, follow the entry details, upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. Upload it on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hashtag TIOT9. And you could join me in paradise and find smooth fame and fortune.
I know you still remember, you put the one who let me go, remember. A little bit more mic, please. Remember, yeah. And a little bit more guitar, please. But we go through this together. You hold my hand, promise me you'll never hurt me the same. Hurt me again and I'll lose myself. I'll forget your name, yeah. From my brain, boy, you know I'm insane, yeah. Thank you. And I know that it's my choice to love you, and I know that it's my choice, but I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, so please, mister, don't go missing no more, yeah. Please, mister, don't go missing no more. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. Hey, please, mister, don't go missing no more, baby, no more, no more, no more. Hey, under the weather, yeah.
We just do a little bit of happy birthday.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Hey, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live on SABC3. When you hear this tune, and that tune sometimes, occasionally, you know what time it is. It's time to wish you, our loyal and loved viewers, a very happy birthday. Who have we got, Cat Factor?
Absolutely. Guess whose birthday it is today? It's Alima's birthday. Happy 13th birthday to you, Alima. May you have a wonderful day filled with love, joy, happiness, and all that is great. That's Alima over there. Happy birthday. And also, happy birthday to our wonderful son and brother, Damien Cole. Hoping you'll have an awesome day. Congrats on obtaining your, is it astrophysics degree? What?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
We're really proud of you. And this is from Mom, Dad, Bronwyn, Caitlin, and Mama Shireen.
Come through, Damien. Also, someone else celebrating their 13th birthday today. It's Joshua. It says here, from today, you are officially a teenager. May you have all the good things that you wish for. Love from your mom and brother, Ashton. I don't know if that's what you want to say to someone who's just become a teenager, telling them they can have anything they want. They're going to be bugging you, but happy birthday, Joshua. And another message here says, if I could only give you one thing in this life, I would give you the ability to see yourself how I see you every day. Your beauty, your kindness, how happy you make me, and how proud I am of you. Perhaps then you would be able to understand just how special you are to me. Wow, beautiful message. Happy 34th birthday on that note to Rashika Chinsami. Happy birthday. This is a beautiful, beautiful message.
Also, happy birthday to our son, Daniel Jr. We wish you all the love and happiness in life. This is from your mother and your dad and your little brother, Tiani. We love you very, very much. Then happy 21st birthday to Eunice Telamati. We pray that God blesses you and keeps you as wonderful as you are. We love you. And this is from Vaughan, Cole, and Nicole.
Happy birthday. It's also Wanda's birthday today. Wanda's turning 59 today. It says, happy 59th birthday, Mum. May you remain as strong and kind-hearted a woman you are. Much love for you from your daughter, Shamira, and grandchildren, Shamir, Shirizan, and Rezana, Iman, and Jordan. Happy birthday. And then Lee's also celebrating a birthday today. It says a very happy birthday to Lee. I wish you a wonderful day on this special day. May your day be filled with love and happiness. May you have all the blessings in life. This is with love from your cousin, Lene. Happy birthday, Lee.
Happy birthday to Nomfundo Donza. Hope she has a wonderful day and many more years to come. And this is from Dafaya and Donza family in Graafrenet. Thank you very much for that message. Happy 8th birthday to our future Springbok, Muhammad Amir Fredericks. We love you lots, Princess. This is from Mom and Dad.
Happy birthday. Okay, Nolita, a happy huge birthday shout out to you, Nolita. It says here, you are their sister-in-law, you are wonderful, you're awesome, it's your birthday and they love you. May you be blessed with many more years, sisters. This is with love from Linda Kaka. Happy birthday, Nolita. And it says here, happy 4th birthday to our Princess Faith. We wish you nothing but pure joy, happiness and great health all the days of your life. Mummy and Daddy adore you and stay the sweet rambunctious little girl you are. Wow. Okay.
Rambunctious.
Yo. Okay. Rambunctious.
When was it describe someone as rambunctious?
I haven't heard this word ever. Hey, have you heard it before?
Rambunctious. Didn't you watch Django Unchained? That's one of Leonardo DiCaprio's
words
lines. You are rather rambunctious.
Okay, well, Faith, happy 4th rambunctious birthday to you.
Yeah. All right. Listen, do send us those birthday wishes. We love hearing from you, whether you send them through to birthdays@cordova.tv or you send us those videos to 071-640-6551 to wish your loved ones a happy birthday. And if we could give you something special for your birthday, it would be Shekinah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Expresso family. Happy birthday to you.
Shekinah's in the house, ladies.
It's so hard to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Celebrate Celebrate it, enjoy it. But don't worry, we have lots more special moments coming up with Shekinah on your Feel Good Breakfast on this Friday. Great to have you here.
Oh my goodness, it's hard to sing happy birthday. I'm sorry about that.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially appointed 9 commissioners to the Commission for Gender Equality. The body was established to promote respect for gender equality, as well as for the protection, development and attainment thereof. This will be done through undertaking research, public education, policy development, legislative initiatives, effective monitoring and litigation. Ms. Tamara Eugenia Matebula has been appointed chairperson. Amongst others, she holds a master's degree in education cum laude and is pursuing her doctorate in education at the Royal Melbourne Institute for Technology University in Australia. Cape Nature has finalized a groundbreaking new policy that will allow for restricted use of species of wild flora in Cape Nature managed protected areas. Members of natural resource user groups will be allowed access to protected areas to collect and use wild plants for medicinal and cultural purposes. Cape Nature says the policy will ensure the sustainable use of natural resources for the benefit of all involved. It will also encourage and facilitate close cooperation and stakeholder participation in sustainable resource use management in the Western Cape. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe will repeal its indigenization and economic empowerment legislation dealing with ownership of foreign-controlled companies and replace it with a new empowerment law. Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube said yesterday. Addressing Parliament, Ncube said foreign investors can now take majority stakes in the platinum and diamond sectors. The empowerment law, adopted in 2008 under Robert Mugabe, forced foreign-owned businesses, including mines, to cede at least 51% of shares of their local operations to black Zimbabweans. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is concerned by rising tensions between nuclear-armed states, warning that the world will lose an invaluable break on nuclear war with the expiration of the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty today. The United States is set to pull out of the accord, arguing that it needs to develop its own warheads to deter Moscow. The breakdown of the treaty is of grave concern because medium-range rockets would allow Russia to launch a nuclear attack on Europe at very short notice, Western experts have said. And finally, the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore Park in Michigan in the USA has just become the first to implement heavy-duty wheelchairs as a means of allowing physically challenged visitors to enjoy their trails. The track chair is a wheelchair that has been equipped with treads to navigate the steep hills and sandy trails of the park. It's extremely popular and free for visitors who use so long as they reserve it several days in advance. The parks hopes to soon purchase an additional track chair, especially for young visitors to use. This way, everyone can enjoy the beauty of nature regardless of their abilities or disabilities. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Kat.
Thanks very much, Leanne. In the latest sporting news, Australia's Steve Smith reached an awesome 144 runs on his return to Test cricket as Australia recovered from 122 for 8 to reach 284 on the opening day of the Ashes at Edgbaston. Now, the Aussies started their Ashes campaign in dismal fashion, losing their opening batsmen in close succession, but former captain Smith came to the rescue. England's Stuart Broad completed his 17th Test 5-wicket haul and took the prized wicket off Steve Smith to bring the innings to a close. In football news, the Tshwane University of Technology claimed a 2-0 win over the University of Johannesburg in their varsity football clash in Soweto last night to put them at the top of the standings. 2 first-half goals were enough to secure the win for the visiting TUT. Other varsity disky results from yesterday saw both CUT and Tuks register wins, while Northwest University and Kopsies drew 1-1 in Mafeking. Now, the English Premier League club Arsenal announced the signing of winger Nicolas Pepe from French side Lille for a club record fee reported to be $87 million. The 24-year-old from Ivory Coast signed a 5-year contract at the Emirates Stadium. Pepe's deal eclipses the $68 million spent on Gunners forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January of 2018. And that's a quick roundup of the sporting headlines right now. Let's help you plan your way to work. Taking a look at the traffic.
Thank you very much, Kat. Let's take a look at your roads this morning. Starting off in Gauteng, out in Midrand, there has been an accident on the N1 northbound. That's before the Olifantsfontein interchange. Heavy delays can be expected, so please use an alternative route this morning. In the Western Cape, in Gugulethu, on the N2 inbound, there has been an accident before Robert Sobukwe Road, obstructing the emergency lane. Please approach with caution. And off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes. That's on the Simonstown line due to infrastructure problems in various areas, as well as speed restrictions and sets out of service. Well, that's where we leave it for this morning. Take it easy on the roads. And now we take a look at your weather, but first we look at those beautiful sunrise pictures that you have sent through. Thank you so much, Clive Chase, for sending us this beautiful sunrise from Wana Beach rather, in KZN, where sunny conditions can be expected with pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. Sounds like it's going to be a warm beach out there. Linnell Farrell sent us her sunrise picture from Bronkhorstspruit, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with clear skies and little to no wind, reaching a maximum of 19 degrees. Thank you so much for that. Enjoy it. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 8, reaching a high of 20 degrees. Bombela, 12, reaching a max of 24. Pretoria, 8, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Plenty of sunshine today for Johannesburg, 7 and 20. Mahikeng, 11, reaching a high of 23. Klerksdorp, 10, reaching highs of 23 degrees. Kimberley, be ready for northwesterly winds traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 26 degrees. Bloemfontein, 5 and 23. Richards Bay, 18, reaching a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg, 12, with a high of 27 degrees. And northeasterly winds traveling at 24 kilometers per hour. For Durban, 18 is your low and highs of 26. The highest temperatures in the country, that's Mthatha today, 6 is your low and your high is 29 degrees. East London, 14 and 26. Here out in Craddock, expect northwesterly winds traveling out at 30 kilometers per hour. 4 is your low and your high is 26 degrees. High humidity today for Port Elizabeth, 11 and 23. George, 10, reaching a high of 19. And the lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, -2 is your low, reaching a high of 14 degrees. The mother city, Cape Town, 10 and 18. High humidity for Worcester, 5 is your low and your 18 is your high. And a cold start to the morning for Springbok, 1, reaching a maximum of 15 degrees. And last but certainly not least, Uppington, your low, 5 degrees, reaching peaks of 26 degrees today. That's where we leave it for now. Remember, we want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures. Get them through to us on our Facebook page using the hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, we've got the whole South African music sensation and award-winning artist Shekinah in studio, everyone. Goodness.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my darling?
Thank you. I'm good.
Listen, you're looking fabulous. I'm loving the green. You've brought new life to the show today.
Thank you.
And of course, you are going to be taking the show to a whole nother level with some performances.
I hope so. I hope so.
Well, we are very, very blessed to have the beautiful Shekinah in studio. So once we have left our W Beauty room, we're going to make sure that she's ready for you. All that and more coming up after the break.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Friday and thanks for joining us. Of course, this being Friday the 2nd of August in Women's Month. Now, on the 9th of August, coinciding with National Women's Day, South African music sensation Shekinah invites you into her Rose Fest, where you'll be able to celebrate the women of the South African music industry. You can indulge in live music and be part of an event that is not to be missed. And here to tell us all about it, the Rose Fest is the Rose Fest headline sponsor, and of course, one of our friends from Nedbank, Bulimba. Great to have you here. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And what a way for you to bring a Friday celebration to us, bring us one of our favorite artists to studio in Shekinah. And I would love to know how that collaboration between Nedbank and Shekinah's Rose Fest came about.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite rare, right, that a financial services brand partners with a festival and a music concert. Mm-hmm. But I think, you know, the Nedbank brand is really passionate about young people. Yeah. And we are intentional about creating a bankable future for them. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, under the theme of I am woman, watch me bloom, what better way is there, you know, to celebrate young women who are breaking boundaries in their industry and doing their thing, right? So through the Rose Fest, we are just backing these young women during Women's Month.
Yeah, and you talk about creating a bankable future for future generations to come. Why is it so important for Nedbank to support great causes like this?
I think, you know, I don't have to tell you this, that young people, and it sounds like a cliche, young people are the future of this country, and their success determines the success of our nation. So it's important for us that we support and we back their development. So because we're interested in young people, we did a whole lot of research and went to the streets and had to find out what it is that they want from a bank and for us to back them with. And three things became quite apparent for us. It was around, they wanted access to lifestyle experiences that were affordable. They wanted assistance with skills and helping to unlock certain opportunities and jump-starting their careers. And the third piece, which I found particularly interesting, was they wanted help managing their money better. But it had to be simple, it had to be quick, it had to be digital, right? And so this is how Unlocked.me by Nedbank was developed, right? Which is really a platform that gives access, free banking access to young people. Yeah. We give them access to lifestyle experiences that are affordable, exclusive experiences to them, right? And the third piece, which is close to my heart, is around unlocking their potential. So we give them those tools that, you know, how do I prepare for my job interview? How do I put together a CV? And so that's really what Unlocked.me is about from Nedbank.
Yeah, and tell me about the power that you as Nedbank can see in unlocking the future for them through investment tools and really just lending support to a youth that is facing, I think, a dire straits right now. If you have a look at what's happening with the employment figures, an 11-year high that we're experiencing right now in the country, and you know what you're doing for them as an institution, helping to unlock their futures, giving them access to opportunities where they could empower themselves. What power lies in that for you?
I mean, if you think about it, the youth segment makes up more than half of our population, right? So it's almost all of our duty to support them and to back them. Whether it's business and society, we all have to kind of galvanize behind them. From a banking perspective, we're very committed, you know, in creating banking solutions, but also beyond banking solutions that help to unlock their potential and help them realize their aspirations and their dreams.
Absolutely, and I think you've really gotten a superstar in Shekinah to be part of this course, somebody who is so loved by the nation, not just for her humble persona, but of course her exceptional music as well.
Absolutely.
Are you a fan of her music?
Oh yeah, I've been a fan of her music.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Shekinah song?
Right now it's Suited.
Yeah?
Yep.
I was about to ask you just come up with a riff line or two, but don't worry,
please. That's why Shekinah's here.
I would never do that to you, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And of course, we couldn't be talking about Shekinah's Rose Fest here on the show and not have her in studio. So do join us very, very shortly because she'll be on the couch as well. And yes, that mic is warm and ready to go on this Friday morning. Cannot wait to hear her perform.
A 0 fee account with 0 surprises. That's different.
Money.
Well, of course, there just seems to be no end to the crazy party at the Crazy Store with their 22nd birthday celebrations. Now, all week on Expresso, viewers have won just the most amazing birthday hampers courtesy of the Crazy Store. Now, yesterday morning's Crazy Store birthday giveaway was so much fun with Tamsin Boyson, who also won a hamper that'll make any little boy's dream come true. It included a racer radio control, space blaster with foam bullets and a train set, just to name a few of the crazy cool items. Now, with one more to win live on air this morning, let's see if you'll be the one who wins our final epic Crazy Store giveaway. And we asked you to retweet our birthday tweet for the Crazy Store to stand a chance. And the verdict is in. We have selected our second winner for the week via Twitter. And the winner is, drumroll please, a big congratulations to Nyaniso Morla! Make some noise! And of course, we have Nyaniso on the line, and we are ready to spin the wheel to give one more of our 8 amazing prizes. Nyaniso, good morning. Welcome to Expresso.
Thank you, Leanne. Morning to the viewers.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling positive, supercharged?
I'm feeling supercharged. I'm feeling happy.
I'm so excited.
I'm feeling, like a winner.
You are feeling like a winner. Well, you're already a winner. We are ready to spin the wheel to win one of 8 amazing prizes. And it's going to be the grand prize. Is it going to be the grand prize of a 2,200 Crazy Store voucher? Or perhaps it'll be the hamper filled with a Crazy Store stationery goodies. So let's see. Nyaniso, are you ready?
Ready.
Tell me, my darling, what prize are you hoping to win this morning with the Crazy Store?
Number 8, Leanne.
Okay, you're hoping for number 8. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm holding thumbs for you, my love. In 3, 2, 1, let's spin the wheel. Will it be number 8? Will it be what Nyaniso wanted? Let's find out. And it's slowing down. It seems like it's moving closer to what you wanted. And it landed on number 4. And that is the stationery. Congratulations, Nyaniso.
Thank you.
Wow. Let me tell you, this is absolutely amazing. You win in this hamper a scientific calculator, a pencil bag, a double-ended color pencils, jumbo wax crayons. There's pens, there's highlighters, there's staplers. You know they're always stealing pens at the office. Sticky notes, lots of pens, and more school scissors. How excited are you about your prize this morning?
I'm very excited.
Let me tell you, the kids are going to be sorted for days.
Down now. Yeah, I'm not going to buy a stationery now.
Nyaniso, tell me, why do you love shopping at the Crazy Store?
Man, Crazy Store, I love it. It's cheap, it's convenient.
Yeah.
Everyone's so friendly at Crazy Store.
Aww. Well, congratulations. You've been a wonderful player, and you're an incredible winner today with the Crazy Store. Have a wonderful day, and the kids are sorted with stationery for a long time to come.
Thank you, Lilian.
There we go. Don't worry if you weren't a winner this morning, because you can be a winner every day with discounts of up to 25% off on all Crazy Store nationwide for their 22nd birthday bash. Now, not only do you get up to 25% off, but one lucky customer can also stand a chance to win a trip for 2 to the Maldives, valued at 80,000 Rand. And we can safely say the hashtag no filter description applies to this island, which exudes a mesmerizing natural charm. And if you would like to see everything that the Maldives has to offer splashed across your timeline, all you have to do is spend 50 Rand or more at any Crazy Store before the 23rd of August 2019, and of course enter in store. It's that simple. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Crazy Store's website. I think everyone is a winner with Crazy Store. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back after this. Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Introducing the official judging panel for the highly anticipated new reality series, The Next Brand Ambassador, starting 15th August.
The kind of judge I'm going to be is pretty hardcore, but hardcore for a reason.
Brutally honest, but of course sweet at the same time.
With me on board, we'll find an incredible influencer, trust me.
The next brand ambassador starts 15th of August on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Happy Friday to you. Now, in case you haven't made plans yet, and you know what, even if you have made plans, cancel them right now, because come Women's Day, this 9th of August, you are officially invited to celebrate the very best of the female South African music industry, hosted by none other than South African music sensational, the award-winning singer, songwriter, and the only person to give the word yeah new life in my dictionary. Shekinah, ladies and gentlemen, yes! Oh, wow, wow. It's called the Rose Fest. It's happening, and she's here to tell us all about it. We are very, very excited to not just have you back with us on Expresso, but in our new studio as well,
I know.
right?
Wow, I got a bit lost. I was like, where am I? But I'm so happy to be in your new home.
Yeah, you're always, always welcome. You know that we love you so much. We love your music, and we love what you do as well. And here you are, just creating a legacy that I think is truly amazing, because you are bringing together a group of the most powerful women in South African music, all in one show. It's called the Rose Fest.
Yes.
Tell us about where this idea all came from.
I think for me, I have been doing like a lot of shows for the past 4 or 5 years, and I kind of realized that there was never any woman headlining any of the shows that I'd been to, and every time there was a headliner, it was always one of the hip-hop guys or a guy, and I just felt like there needed to be an opportunity for our consumers to be able to experience a platform where all their favorite female vocalists were there, and not just genre-based, like this is all hip-hop, this is all, you know, so I really wanted to change something, to add to the wheel, so it's not like a whole new vibe. It's still a normal festival, but it's just something different, so it's for women,
Yeah, and backed by an awesome organization in Nedbank as well. Exactly, because you were talking about the fact that you've kind of gone through iterations of this idea, but always gotten to a challenge maybe that has stopped you from pulling it through, and now because of Unlock.me by Nedbank, you're able to make it happen, bringing that youth element into it as well. And Bully, from your point of view as Nedbank, why did you decide to back this great initiative?
Oh, we love Shekinah. You know, I think the potential that she demonstrates, we absolutely believe in, you know, and if I just think about her personal values, they absolutely align with the brand values. So it was a partnership that was just made perfect.
Absolutely.
You know, and with youth like Shekinah, the country's in safe hands.
I would say so. I would say, have you ever thought of running for president, maybe?
No. Disastrous.
We'll keep you in the music. We'll keep you in the music. Everyone, I'm sure, is dying to know who is on the artist bill for this Rose Fest. Give it to us. I don't know, you could pull it out slowly.
Okay.
You could, I don't know, just tell us.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, 12 p.m. we have Rolene. After Rolene we have Shoma Josie. Straight after 2:15. After Shoma Josie we have Moonchild. After Moonchild we have Mellow B. After Mellow B we have DJ Doo-Wop. After DJ Doo-Wop we have Holly Ray. After Holly Ray we have Busiso. After Busiso we have Simi. After Simi we have DJ Zinhle, and then we have me.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. A whole lineup of queens. Look at that poster. It looks incredible.
Beautiful, hey?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, most of these people are probably like your best friends in the industry.
I wish they were my best friends. I'm trying to make them my best friends.
I'm sure that's ticked off. But when it came to deciding who to pull through onto the lineup, how did you go about it and ensuring that you'd have a mix? Because, I mean, it is a festival, like you said, so you need to cater to a whole lot of people's preferences in music.
Yeah, I think I just thought of myself as a consumer, somebody that listens to music.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I really want to come to a show and leave with the experience of a really good show. And we all know that Melo B is insane. She's new. She's not really, you know, like a major artist, but her set is unreal. She makes all the sounds herself. She, you know, she does all the, she beatboxes, she builds the set. And I just thought that was something engaging for the audience. Shoma Josie's coming with 20 dancers. She's crazy. So you have to come. Holly Ray plays her own drums. DJ Doo-Wop, she DJs and then she comes around the DJ deck and then she performs.
Yeah. With like, I've seen that
Have
set
you
with like
seen
the
it?
choreography and then you're like, oh, but she still DJs as well.
DJing.
And then she's like, next beat, but then she's here.
Dude, so that was the vibe. I just wanted people to leave being like, that was a whole lot of good performances and not really just supporting like a name behind the festival. You know, I wanted them to experience good music and leave with good music.
Yeah, and really have their cups full because the show is going to start at 12 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And it's going to take you through all the way until
10 p.m.
10 ebusuku. Like, clear out your day.
Yeah, I have a lot of surprises on my set, so you have to stay.
Can you give us like a taste teaser? Like what are we expecting that is?
Maybe like some really cool guys, maybe some of the best guys in our industry.
Oh, what?
We kind of have a #1 song right now. Maybe really good female hip-hop artists, maybe good vocalists.
Listen, you are pulling out
so
all this stuff.
excited,
I'm glad you cancelled the idea 5 times ago and you decided to do it like this time around.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Budi, so how do we then get involved if we want a piece of all of this action that's happening on the 9th of August?
So there's 2 legs to the concert. First is Joburg, 9th of August at the Nasrec Expo Centre. Second leg is 12 October in Durban at the Kingsmead Stadium. How to get tickets, jump onto unlocked.me. And all the information is on there. If you're a Nedbank customer, you're getting discounts. So just jump onto unlock.me.
Yeah, but Buli, hey, I mean, we've got a whole mountain here. There's oceans around us, hey. What about Cape Town? I mean, there's a whole CTICC. Guys, come on. Surely, like, I promise you, we could probably get like a good, 10,000 crowd to fill up the Grand Arena. I don't know. What are you guys planning a Cape Town leg, please?
Guys, Bully is your girl.
Bully, listen.
Shekinah's your girl.
Let's have a talk about it. Is there a possibility of something like that, yeah?
There's always a possibility.
Okay, I think the fans out there need to show support. Are you keen? Would you love to see that lineup of queens here in Cape Town? They've already got Joburg, that's happening. Durban is happening. Mother City, pull through. That would just be so insane. But once again, thank you very much for bringing this to us and making it happen, Buli, because I think it's so important that, and not just during August, Women's Month, but throughout the year that we show support to our ladies out there, especially the young ladies like Shekinah that you spoke about that are really, I think, carrying the mantle forward for the future of our country and really living out their passion and encouraging others to do that while they're at it as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Shekinah, love you.
Dude, thank you.
Check it out. Listen, there's so many ways that you can get involved. And of course, it's all happening 9th of August. That's the main show that you need to focus on right now. Nasrec Expo Centre in Johannesburg. Mark your calendars. Cancel all your plans. Bring your mama, your papa. You can leave the dog outside. I'm sure they have somebody to take care of it for you. But if you'd like to find out more information, of course, you can head on over to the website rosefest.shekinahd.com. And of course, tickets are also available at Web Tickets. It is the Rose Fest in proud association with Unlocked.me by Nedbank, and it's going to be absolutely stunning.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially appointed 9 commissioners to the Commission for Gender Equality. Ms. Tamara Eugenia Matebula has been appointed chairperson. Cape Nature has finalized a groundbreaking new policy that will allow for restricted use of species of wild flora in Cape Nature managed protected areas. On the international front, Zimbabwe is to repeal its indigenization and economic empowerment legislation dealing with ownership of foreign-controlled companies and replace it with a new empowerment law, Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube said yesterday. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is concerned by rising tensions between nuclear-armed states, warning that the world will lose an invaluable break on nuclear war with the expiration of the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty today. And then finally, New Yorker Louise Sinore celebrated her 107th birthday on Wednesday. Now, Sinore still leads an active lifestyle. She doesn't use a walking cane and goes shopping herself. She even still does a little dancing. Asked what her secret to longevity was, she unhesitatingly answered, "I never got married and I eat lots of Italian food." Now, Freddie Blom from Delft on the Cape Flats, who was born in 1904, the year that Rolls-Royce rolled out its first car, and the Wright brothers built their second powered plane, is believed to be the oldest man alive. According to 115-year-old Blom, he is still fighting fit and healthy, but says he realizes that at some stage he will have to stop smoking. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Well, here's your latest sports update on the half an hour, starting off with cricket. Australia's Steve Smith reached an awesome 144 runs on his return to Test cricket as Australia recovered from 122 for 8 to reach 284 on the opening day of the Ashes at Edgbaston. In football news, the Tshwane University of Technology claimed a 2-0 win over the University of Johannesburg in their varsity football clash in Soweto last night to put them at the top of the standings. Now, English Premier League club Arsenal have announced the signing of winger Nicolas Pepe from French side Lille for a club record fee reported to be $87 million. Well, on that note, let's get you ready for the roads on this Friday morning. Here's a traffic update.
Thank you so much, Ken. We take a look at your roads right now, starting out in Free State in Harrismith, where there is a fatal accident on the M3 route between Harrismith and Warden Road. Delays can be expected in both directions, so please do avoid the area and use an alternative route. In the Western Cape, in Century City on the N1 endbound, there has been an accident before the Plattekloof Road. All lanes are open, but delays can be expected, so please keep a lookout for this. And off to the train lines, there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes. That's on the Cape Flats line. It's due to defective track circuits at Salt River and speed restrictions. That's where we leave it for now. Take it easy on the roads. And now we take a look at your temperatures, but first we take a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures that you've sent through. Thank you so much, Ntokozo Makatini, who sent his beautiful sunrise from Joburg, where sunny conditions can be expected with a light northerly wind reaching a maximum of 20 degrees. Cedric Fake also sent us his sunrise picture from Randfontein, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with a light breeze reaching a max of 21 degrees. And now a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 8, reaching a high of 20 degrees. Mbombela 12 and 24. Pretoria, Cap City 8 is your low and your high is 22 degrees. Johannesburg, plenty of sunshine for you today. 7 is your low, reaching highs of 20 degrees. Mahikeng 11 and 23. If you're out in Klerksdorp, 10 is your minimum and your maximum is 23 degrees. Kimberley, expect northwesterly winds traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 26. Bloemfontein 5 and 23. Richards Bay 18, your low and your high 27. Pietermaritzburg 12 and 27, and northeasterly winds traveling at 24 kilometers per hour for Durban, South Africa's playground 18, reaching that high of 26. And the highest temperatures in the country today, that's Mthatha. Your low is 6, reaching that high of 29 degrees. East London 14 and 26. Craddock, expect northwesterly winds traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 4 is your low and your high is 26. High humidity out in Port Elizabeth today, 11 and 23. And if you're you're out in George, 10, reaching a high of 19. Sutherland, brace yourselves. Lowest temperatures in the country. -2 is your low, reaching that high of 14. And if you're out in Cape Town, it's 10 and 18. High humidity for Worcester, 5 is your low, and your high is 18 degrees. And a really cold start to the morning for Springbok today. 1 is your low, reaching that high of 15. Last but not least, Uppington, your low today, 5, reaching highs of 26 degrees. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour. Remember to send us those beautiful sunrise pictures on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3.
Julian. Alrighty, how's your Friday going? Well, it's about to get a whole lot better right now because Shekinah is in the house. And of course, you can catch her on the 9th of August in Johannesburg at the Nazareth Expo Center. It's the Rose Fest in proud association with Unlock.me by Nedbank. Shekinah is not alone today, rolling with Julian on the guitar and about to give us a very special rendition of, I think, one of everyone's favorite song. Please, mister, take it away.
Under the weather, yeah. When I'm under the weather, yeah. Under the weather, yeah. When I'm under the weather, can't help but go back to the days of December, yeah. I know you still remember, you but the one who let me go, remember. Remember, yeah. But we go through this together. You hold my hand, promise me you'll never hurt me the same. Hurt me again and I'll lose myself. I'll forget your name, yeah. From my brain, boy, you know I'm insane, yeah. And I know that it's my choice to love you, and I know that it's my choice, but I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm still missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, so please, mister, don't go missing no more, yeah. Please, mister, don't go missing no more. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. Aye. Please, mister, don't go missing no more, baby, no more, no more, no more. Aye. Under the weather, yeah. When I'm under the weather, yeah. Under the weather, yeah. Can't help but go back to the days of December. We keep playing tug and war, baby. Falling in and out, yeah. Falling in and out, oh Lord, and I'm scared that one day I'll spend all that I got trying to give this love a shot, yeah. Please hope you're listening to me, cause I think it's pretty weak how you got me feeling knee deep in your love, babe. In your love, babe. How I can never leave from your love, babe. But all I really need is your love, babe. You boy, yeah. And you boy, please, mister, don't go no more, yeah. Please, mister, don't go no more. I'm tired of missing you, boy. I'm tired of missing you, boy. Aye. Please, mister, don't go missing no more. I know, yeah. Under the weather, yeah. When I'm under the weather, yeah. Under the weather, baby. Can't help but go back to the days of December. Please, mister, yeah. Thank you so much. Come to Rose Fest.
Yes, God! Jules, get in here, man.
Shout out, Julian.
Listen, you are amazing. You are such a breath of fresh air, such passion, such... Incredible vocal prowess. And of course, you can catch Shekinah 9th of August at the Nasrec Expo Center in Johannesburg. She'll be on stage, including the likes of Bare DJ Doo-Wop, Bare Moonchild, Bare Shoma Josie, Bare DJ Zintlotla Bale Tinglene. It's going to be a celebration of the most powerful women in our music industry, and you need to be there. Of course, there's a Durban show also coming, and you know, just for my friends out there in Cape Town, I just want to see something. What would happen if, let's say, hashtag Rosefest in Cape Town were to trend on Twitter? These things could change things. I'm just saying. What do you guys say? In Cape Town? But listen, make your plans, book your tickets. You can get them at web tickets, or you can visit rosefest.shekinahd.com. My lady, thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much.
You are a queen.
Thank you.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll always find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Thanks. Can I use the stand?
The stand. I must just swap out that thing for you. Don't worry about that, Michael.
Top 10, I'm not 10, I'm top 1. Look at my squad, I told we got one. I see the shade they throwing, but you can block, son. I shine so bright that I even glow in the dark, son. The stadiums are sold out, the merchandise is sold out. I did it all in 2 weeks, I did it with no rollout. Can you put my down, cause it's about to go down. I treat my competition like my hairdo, that's a blowout. I ain't gonna say it, but I figured it out. A bunch of lames in the game, only in it for clout. Shout out to Cass, now we up in the house. You'd be surprised what you find when you move, or the cushions off the couch is just for court.
Please, can I have my vocals?
Still made it to France, I still made it to Spain. I told those chicks how to dance. You opened your legs, I went and opened for chance. Now this is real time. I'm the real king of SA. Small circle, I don't like fellas. Young MA. Speaking young MA, they follow my show, but it's okay, I bounce back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show. What a Friday it is turning out to be. It's so good to be in your company and so great to be in the company of greatness. I mean, we are hanging out with hip-hop music royalty.
Today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Afrika Buraka Bopara. Nadia Nakai is in the studio. Braga! Nadia Naked is out. The fans are excited. She's securing bags and hits. Oh, my word. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
You've been doing so amazingly in your career, but can we just take it back to day one, like back in the day? I heard a story that you sold your phone for 400 Rand back in varsity days just to secure some studio time. Is that right?
It is true, because I mean, when I was recording in varsity, it was like, you know, these makeshift studios, and not necessarily everybody knew how to mix and master a song of a level that you could submit to radio.
Yeah.
And I remember C Live was like, Nadia, I like your stuff, but I can't play it because it's not mixed, the levels are not correct. So I was like, okay, cool. In order for me to be able to get into studio, I was in varsity, I didn't have a job, so I had to sell my phone in order to get like 2.5 hours in order to record the song, so I could send it to C Live so that he could play it on his show. It was a hip-hop show on another radio station then. And I had to do that, because like, what else was I going to do?
Listen, in this day and age, for anyone to sell their phone, that's passion, huh?
Yeah, and
that is determination.
Where's your phone?
When you had to lie to you, Mom, what did you say to her?
I lost it. I mean, you're kids. It's normal. I lost my phone.
I lost it, but I have a track.
Exactly.
I love that.
Listen to this. And then, I mean, were you thinking back in those days that your future would take you to a stage where you are working with the likes of Casper and West, and these are people that you're calling like your friends, they're your fam now.
Yeah.
You're making music with them. Were you thinking that?
I don't think, maybe not him specifically, but I always knew that the things that I'm working for right now is groundwork for where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky in the sense that I've always had a vision for myself, including like with my clothes, my music. I always do things knowing that right now I might get a lot of flack, but it's going to get to a point where I'm going to become this type of person for my country and my music, you know?
The vision.
I've always had that vision. I'm like, yeah, okay, you guys are laughing at me now, but relax, I'm about to get a range.
Guys, just cover the visuals for a moment. I just like take the camera off us and like just put those visuals on. Like the stuff you're producing is madness. It's madness. It's international quality. And like I said, you're working with international artists and Namin.
Oh yes.
I mean,
Making
best
you
video.
the first female hip hop artist to clock 1 million views on YouTube.
Guys.
Hello. And also nominated for Best Video at the Summers as well, hey?
Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, Namin was an amazing run. I think that's one of my biggest songs to date.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting to be able to go and perform everywhere. And as soon as I say, pull up in a 4-door Audi, they're already responding and saying, Namin. That feeling is like unimaginable. I can't explain how good that feels.
Yeah,
to
that's
have
when you
that
know
kind
you've
of
got a
reaction.
hit. Yeah, that's when you know.
In any country,
Yeah.
like in Africa, they know it.
How did that collaboration happen?
So actually we were in studio because we'd already started working on my album with CRISPR.
Yeah.
And we're at his house and we're just working there with my ex-manager Bash as well. And they just started working on the song and CRISPR did the Namin part first of the actual chorus.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm coming in. You're not going to take this song or this beat. I'm taking this and this is definitely my song. And then I was like, okay. And then I already recorded my first verse that night because I'm like, if I don't put more of my vocals on the song, he's going to take
he's
it.
gonna take the beat.
So then, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. We're always fighting for songs, to be honest with you.
Let's talk about your recently released latest video for the single I'm a Boss.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm a boss.
So I don't know how to take a holiday, firstly. Me and my best friends were like, let's go on holiday to Bali before like I have to drop my album and let's just like align our spirituality and our chakras. Then we decided, oh my gosh, but we're in Bali, let's just shoot a music video there.
Wow.
And studio space.
I mean,
as one does.
Wait.
As one does.
Do you think like just randomly like speed dial a camera crew? Hey,
No, seriously.
bring all the drones and stuff,
No,
guys.
for
we
real.
need.
Studio Space has been shooting my music videos for the longest time. Elisa and Jiten, they shoot like ad campaigns, my photography. So they're those type of people that can actually call and say, guys, I'm booking you guys flights to Bali. I need you guys to bring cameras. And they did. And we shot in 3 days, and that's exactly what it was. So we were there for a week, called them in, they flew in, they were there for 3 days. We shot the music video, came back to Joburg and edited it, now it's out.
That is the squad to
That's how you
have,
do it.
to be
That's
rolling
how they
with.
found
The
me.
people that feel your dreams and know what you're all about, right?
Yeah, and
How's
do
the
the
album
HTML.
doing, by the way? Like, I mean,
album
the cover
is
looks,
amazing.
it's provocative, it's
Thank
amazing,
you.
it's just punchy. How's the album doing and how are the fans accepting it?
It's doing very well because I took so long to do it, and I knew that because I've taken so long to give my fans a project, I have to give them all of me. So hence Nadia Naked, I was stripping my barriers, all my restrictions, all my protections, and I was very vulnerable on this project. And that was the biggest fear for me of how people were going to receive that part of me. But my fans have known me for so long that it's so amazing to be able to give them something like that and they can resonate with the stuff I'm talking about. And they can still send me a picture that they took of me 5 years ago. Like, Nadia, the Nadia that you were this, and now the album that you've given us is like, it's been so amazing. The reception's been great. Also, my peers in the industry have been so supportive of my release of my album, which is like even more amazing. And for me, I've always been like, my biggest fear was, how am I going to convince people to listen to my project? Because I feel people might be more receptive to men telling stories because they feel like men can tell their perspective, and maybe women, they don't think that you can actually be a holistic type of person. But they've really come through to listen to my stories, which is really, really amazing.
Nadia Naked. It is out. If you didn't know, now you've been new. Okay, get it out already. Listen, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Happy Women's Month to you.
Yay.
And the performances are going to be absolutely lit. You can believe that. Because she's a boss like that.
Oh, boss.
Man, we're getting entertained, we're getting inspired here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. The Friday edition of it, Nadia Nakai is still here. She's going to be performing in a bit. But right now, it's time for us to turn the focus over to some movies. The world of movies, there's lots of them out at the moment, and it's such an exciting time. Let's see what top 5 movies are on the box office at the moment.
Lions, spiders, genies, pets, and toys. Here's your multi-species box office top 5. That's all, folks. Woody and his new utensil friend ride out 5th with Toy Story 4. Newcomers Mina Massoud and Naomi Scott keep charming in week 10, charting for Aladdin in 4th. The Secret Life of Pets 2 digs into those 9 lives, bouncing back to 3rd in its 5th week. Peter Parker trusts a guy called Mysterio. What's the worst that could happen in Spider-Man Far From Home in 2nd? And earning in only 2 weeks what took the original 8 months, the $1 billion Lion King stays 1st.
Now that is a dose of all the movies you can find at the moment. But of course, the weekend is upon us. It's time to make those plans. JP Sebastian is still here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, giving us the lowdown on all the movies that are coming out this weekend.
Just by the way, I want to say about The Lion King, what's pretty amazing is that with other movies, on average, between weekend 1 and weekend 2, you might see a drop in attendance by 40%.
Yeah.
So because, well, I mean, everyone wants to see it the first weekend, right?
Yes.
The Lion King, rather than that 40% average, say even Avengers had like a 40% drop, had 17% in South Africa. So people were still watching it with like the same strike rate as this first weekend.
So obviously this means that all the sort of reviewers out there, the unprofessional reviewers,
I mean, it's not my job to tell you what not to see. Like, I mean, in part it is, but people are going to see it anyway. What dent can I make on Disney?
So you've got a list of movies coming out this weekend for us. Really. Richard Says Goodbye.
Yeah, kind of depressing in a way because you've got Johnny Depp, who has been where since, I think, Pirates of the Caribbean 5. After that, not much, I don't think. So the story is, it's pretty generic. I think we've seen a bunch of this kind of stuff, like if you watch Woody Allen movies and whatever. He plays this university professor, and he receives news from a doctor that he's got a terminal illness. And so he has this epiphany, and he has this huge turnaround where he's going to live life to the full in his last couple of months he has, and so starts like taking his class on little adventures that they just wouldn't expect, totally out of the ordinary kind of way of looking at things for this little bit of time that he has left. So yeah, that kind of schmaltz, I think we've seen that before, but like what's super depressing about it is there's almost like this cry for help because Johnny Depp's obviously facing his own personal life issues with, it was Amber Heard, right, who he was married to. So, I mean, I read about this guy in a huge, like, article expose where someone just spent a weekend with him, this reporter, and stuff's crumbling, and the dude's got bankruptcy issues and stuff, and just needs to do whatever job he can because of lawyering and all that kind of business and whatever. So, hey, if you want to support your man Johnny Depp, I think he needs
the money.
It's weird to say. He needs the money.
Yeah, let's do it for old Johnny. Okay, so Terror Willy is another one that's out. Jason Canning is there.
I think you might want to talk to your proctologist about that, not me. Oh, Terror Willy, the movie.
What?
It's a bad joke. I'm sorry, this is why.
You're a bad person.
So, Terror Willy, which you should maybe do warm-ups first. I don't know, maybe that was your problem. But Terror... Sorry, I'll stop. Terror Willy is obviously from the word terraform, and the kid's name is Willy in the story, William, who is in this cute little animation, a child who's separated from his family, who are space-traveling explorers, and in his little life-saving capsule gets dropped on a planet that's uninhabited by humans. It's got little alien duties on it, and he's got a robot who accompanies him there. Usually with these kinds of things, this is an unknown studio. It's not Pixar, it's no major animation studio.
It's a smaller one.
Yeah, I kind of get worried that this is just kind of sort of portfolio filling for these guys, and they're just jacking money from your kids. But it actually looks really well made. Like even though it's from an unknown studio, I mean, I couldn't even tell you the name right now. It looks like it would be a jewel for the little ones anyway. Previous guys they did was, and it was quite popular in South Africa. Most people, I don't know, might not know this, but your kids might. Was The Jungle Bunch was the previous one that was like 2 months ago. So that was huge for the kids.
Did it do well?
It did do very well, and so this one might do very well.
So if that's anything to go by, then we can expect this one to also just be as
yeah, they deserve a fair time, you know, as well. If you're going to go watch Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. So this is fantastic family viewing.
Probably.
Thank you. JP, for the plug. Put it here. That's JP Sebastian. You've got one more movie for us, Stan and Ollie.
Oh, wow. You just want to get rid of me.
No.
Oh, it was, we'll do another fist bump later, don't worry. So Stan and Ollie is probably one of these movies that is going to make a bit of a racket at the Oscars next year, because they love these things where they do period stuff. They love where it's biographies. And obviously this is Laurel and Hardy. Our parents might remember these names before there was TikTok, before there was Vines and all this kind of stuff. there were comedy duos like Laurel and Hardy, like Abbott and Costello and whatever. And so you've got John C. Reilly, and the other gentleman's name who has eluded me now. You're going to tell me the answer. Steve Coogan, that's right, the English comedian. And so they play Laurel and Hardy, well, Hardy and Laurel respectively. And though the love between these two comedians back in the day, we're talking like the 50s, was kind of warm. And they took sort of poetic license here to show one character had in his mind pushing the career and trying to push the boundaries of the comedy and whatever, and one guy was just happy to smell the daisies while they're there, kind of thing. So there's this, while they both love each other, there's a question about how much they actually love being the characters that they actually are. I don't think it's super dramatic, and I think it's probably just a good tribute to these kinds of guys that our parents grew up on. But man, John C. Reilly is such a dynamic, such a good, versatile actor.
But it's also really awesome when you see this sort of nostalgic type of energy coming through in the movies, because otherwise we're just moving too fast and leaving everybody else behind.
And the guys who trailblazed comedy for people like, say, Kevin Hart and The Rock doing those duo type things, or Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. So the reason that really physical comedy exists is because of these guys. So maybe you'll enjoy that. That's good to go check that out. Okay, and a double fist bump this time around. JP Sebastian, thank you so much. Those are all the movies you've got to go try and check out this weekend. Let us know which ones you're going to be watching on our Expresso Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. While you think about that, we'll take a quick break. It's Hobbs and Shaw, I'm sure.
My name is Nadia Craft. I am a South African influencer / entertainer, and you probably best know me for my videos on YouTube and Instagram. To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the bottle, take a video of yourself telling me why you would be my ideal partner, and upload it onto all social media platforms with the hashtag TIOT9. Join me in paradise and come find your smooth fame and fortune.
Shout out to Expresso. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Top 10, I'm not 10, I'm top 1. Look at my squad, I told my we got one. I see the shade they throwing, but you can block, son. I shine so bright that I even glow in the dark, son. The stadiums are sold out, the merchandise is sold out. I did it all in 2 weeks, I did it with no rollout. You tricks need to slow down, cause it's about to go down. I treat my competition like my head, that's a blowout. I ain't gonna say it, but I figured it out. A bunch of lames in the game, only in it for clout. Shout out to Cass, now we up in the house. You
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on a Friday morning. Expresso on SABC3, hanging out with the one and only Nadia Nakai. Braga is here. And of course, brand new album, Nadia Naked, is out. It's raving mad. It's wreaking havoc all over the airwaves. And the lead single that has just been released, and of course with a music video as well, is also rocking the airwaves and your screens. And here she is about to perform it. I'm a boss.
Shout out Expresso. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Top 10, I'm not 10, I'm top 1. Look at my squad, I told my we got one. I see the shade they throwing, but you can block, son. I shine so bright that I even glow in the dark, son. The stadiums are sold out, the merchandise is sold out. I did it all in 2 weeks, I did it with no rollout. You tricks need to slow down. down, cause it's about to go down. I treat my competition like my head, that's a blowout. I ain't gonna say, but I figured it out. A bunch of lames in the game, only in it for clout. Shout out to Cass, now we up in the house. You'd be surprised what you find when you move, or the cushions off the couch is just for coins. I don't need your advice, I did this bitch without an album. Still made it to France, I still made it to Spain. I told those tricks how to dance, you opened your legs, I went and opened for chance. Now this is real talk, I'm the real king of SA. Small circle, I don't like fellas, young M.A. Speaking young M.A., they follow my show, but it's okay, I bounce back like MJ to go, cause I'm a boss. Chick, I'm a big body with a rude lip. You don't wanna start no new shit. These Louboutins I put on, that's a bit. I'm a boss. Chick, body chick with a rude lip. You don't wanna start no new shit. These Louboutins I put on, that's a. I said it's real time. There's that family tree top on a hilltop. There's that I don't have to worry about a bill top. Straight to the money, no time for Netflix and chill time. Baby, I'm still shy. And all these whack, they all whack. Politic and propaganda. First MC to bless the cover of Glamour. I ain't gonna lie, all this winning's kinda scary. Getting booked so much, I should work in the library. Man, I'm too real. You tricks go to the mall to shop for new heels. I tell my manager now, go shop for new deals. We did 1 million views, tell me how you feel. Different brands got the check, now that's a few mil. In the casino with casino, that's the fan for life. I need a favor, I don't ever have to ask him twice. And I don't pay, and if I do, it's less than half the price. Everybody wanna be her. When you the face of Castle Light, expensive taste, you miss the price. I'm back again, you acting man. I grab the ball, attack the rim. Who gon' win? Trick, I've been. I'm a boss. Chick, I'm a big body with a rude lip. Trick, you don't wanna start no new shit. These Louboutins I put on, that's a bit. I'm a boss. Chick, body chick with a rude lip. You don't wanna start no new shit. These Louboutins I put on, that's a.
We live on the gram as well. How you doing? Listen, she a boss like that. Amazing stuff. Okay, wait. Listen, absolutely amazing. What's coming up now? The music video is done super well.
Yeah.
People are loving the music.
Yeah.
What is next?
So right now I'm doing a South African tour with like going to universities and schools as well as the normal places that we have parties at. And then later on in the year I'm looking to explore doing an African tour, so going to African countries pushing Nadia Naked.
Absolutely
So, yeah.
excellent. Can we have you here for a while longer? It's a Friday, right?
I'm here.
Excellent stuff. Nadia Nakai on your Feel Good Breakfast. So let us know what you thought about that performance. She's a boss.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially appointed 9 commissioners to the Commission for Gender Equality. The body was established to promote respect for gender equality as well as for the protection, development and attainment thereof. This will be done through undertaking research, public education, policy development, legislative initiatives, effective monitoring and litigation. Ms. Tamara Eugenia Matebula has been appointed chairperson. Amongst others, she holds a master's degree in education cum laude and is pursuing her doctorate in education at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology University in Australia. Cape Nature has finalised a groundbreaking new policy that will allow for restricted use of species of wild flora in Cape Nature managed protected areas. Members of natural resource user groups will be allowed access to protected areas to collect and use wild plants for medicinal and cultural purposes. Cape Nature says the policy will ensure the sustainable use of natural resources for the benefit of all involved. It will also encourage and facilitate close cooperation and stakeholder participation in sustainable resource use management in the Western Cape. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe will repeal its indigenization and economic empowerment legislation dealing with ownership of foreign-controlled companies and replace it with a new empowerment law, Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube said yesterday. Addressing Parliament, Ncube also said foreign investors can now take majority stakes in the platinum and diamond sectors. The empowerment law, adopted in 2008 under Robert Mugabe, forced foreign-owned businesses, including mines, to cede at least 51% of shares of their local operations to black Zimbabweans. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is concerned by rising tensions between nuclear-armed states, warning that the world will lose an invaluable break on nuclear war with the expiration of the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty today. The United States is set to pull out of the accord, arguing that it needs to develop its own warheads to deter Moscow. The breakdown of the treaty is of grave concern because medium-range rockets would allow Russia to launch a nuclear attack on Europe at very short notice, Western experts have said. And then finally, the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore Park in Michigan, USA, has just become the first to implement heavy-duty wheelchairs as a means of allowing physically challenged visitors to enjoy their trails. The track chair is a wheelchair that has been equipped with treads to navigate the steep hills and sandy trails of the park. It's extremely popular and free for visitors to use, so long as they reserve it several days in advance. The park hopes to soon purchase an additional track chair, especially for young visitors to use. This way, everyone can enjoy the beauty of nature regardless of their disability. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
And in the latest sporting news, Australia's Steve Smith reached an awesome 144 runs on his return to Test cricket. Australia recovered from 122 for 8 to reach 284 on the opening day of the Ashes at Edgbaston. Now, the Aussies started their Ashes campaign in dismal fashion, losing their opening batsman in close succession, but former captain Steve Smith came to the rescue. England's Stuart Broad completed his 17th Test 5-wicket haul and also took the prized wicket of Smith to bring the innings to a close. Moving over to football news, the Tshwane University of Technology claimed a 2-0 win over the University of Johannesburg in their varsity football clash in Soweto last night to put them at the top of the standings. Now, 2 first-half goals were enough to secure the win for the visiting TUT. And in other varsity disky results from yesterday, this saw both CUT and Tuks register wins, while NWU and Kopsies drew 1-1 in Mafikeng. And finally, English Premier League club Arsenal have announced the signing of winger Nicolas Pepe from French side Lille for a club record fee reported to be $87 million. Now, the 24-year-old from Ivory Coast signed a 5-year contract at the Emirates Stadium, and Pepe's deal eclipses the $68 million spent on Gunners forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in January of 2018. And that's all we have for you ahead of what is going to be a riveting sporting weekend. We'll bring you all those results come Monday morning, but right now, here's another look at your traffic.
It's just after 8 o'clock. A final look at your roads this morning. We start off in Gauteng in Germiston, where there has been an accident on the N3 northbound at the Geldenhuys interchange. Heavy delays can be expected from the N12 Voortrekker exit, so please be patient on the roads this morning. If you're out in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Durban on the N2 northbound, there is congestion towards the M4 Southern Freeway due to an accident earlier this morning. Please be patient on the roads. And off to the trains, the T307, T3507 and T3205 are delayed due to the T3504 train that failed at Elsie's River and faulty track circuits between Elsie's River and Parow. Please allow for extra travel time. Well, that's where we leave it for this morning. Take it easy on the roads.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
And now for that final look at your temperatures. But first, we look at those sunrise pictures that you have sent through. Thank you so much, Duncan Lawrence, for your sunrise from Bloemfontein, and Lynn Rathbone for your sunrise picture from Forest Hills in KZN, Clive Chase for your sunrise from Warnup Beach in KZN, and Linnell Farrell for your sunrise picture from Bronkhorstspruit, as well as Ntokozo Makatini for your beautiful one out in Johannesburg. Lastly, Cedric Vake for your sunrise picture out in Randfontein. Thank you so much, guys. Be like them. On Monday, wake up bright and early. Send them through to us on Expresso Morning Show SABC3 on Facebook. And now we switch over to the temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with a low of 8, reaching a high of 20 degrees today. Mbombela 12, reaching highs of 24 degrees. Pretoria 8 and 22. Plenty of sunshine expected for Johannesburg. 7 is your low, reaching a high of 20. Mahikeng 11 and 23. Klerksdorp turn, reaching a max of 23. A northwesterly wind for Kimberley today, traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 9 is your low, reaching high highs of 26. Bloemfontein, 5 and 23. Richards Bay, 18 is your minimum and your maximum is 27 today. Pietermaritzburg, 12 and 27. A northeasterly wind traveling at 24 kilometers per hour for Durban expected, 18 reaching a high of 26. The highest temperatures in the country today is Mthatha, 6 your low, reaching that high of 29. East London, 14 and 26. Northwesterly winds traveling at 30 kilometers per hour for Craddock today, 4 reaching max of 26 degrees. And high humidity for Port Elizabeth, you can expect that, 11 reaching a max of 23. George, 10 and 19. Sutherland has the lowest temperatures in the country today. -2 is your low and you will peak at 14. Cape Town, 10 and 18. High humidity expected for Worcester, 5 is your low and your high 18 degrees. A really cold start to the morning for Springbok today. 1 is your low, reaching that maximum of 15 degrees. And lastly, Uppington, 5 and 26. Whatever the weather in whichever part of the country you find yourself in today, make it a beautiful Friday.
Okay, we're hanging out. We're chilling. We're having a good time with the boss herself. Nadia Nakai is in the studio, in case you didn't know. Yeah. How's your Friday? Ours is turning out to be very, very good. And it's dipping time with our friends at OMA. And this is where we like to get to know our guests a little bit more intimately. So we've got a 60-second quick questionnaire.
Okay.
And you answer with the first answer that comes to your mind. Are you ready for this?
I'm scared a little.
Let's get the clock started. Here we go. Okay. Rain. Love it or hate it?
Love it.
Thunderstorms. Are they scary? Yes or no?
No, they're sexy.
Sleep in or stay up late?
Sleep in.
Long showers or bubble baths?
Long showers.
Date night with bae or girls' night out?
Date night with both. That's so hard. Do I have to choose? I can't.
Yes, you have to.
You gonna give me no, I can't. Sorry.
This is the best segment in the entire show. Okay,
No.
I'll skip past that one for you.
Thank you.
Cappuccinos or tea?
Tea.
Buttermilk or muesli rusks?
Muesli rusks.
Ocean views or chill in front of a fireplace?
Ocean views.
Text you or call you rather?
Text you.
Cuddle buddy or electric blanket?
Cuddle buddy.
Drama series or trashy reality TV?
I need both.
Games night or dancing at the club?
Games night.
Fine dining or a braai?
Braai. I actually can't. Like, those are hard, actually. I thought they were going to be so easy. Those are really bad.
I enjoyed that more than I should have.
You can't let me choose between Bae and my girls.
I was about to ask, why would that be such a difficult choice?
It's so hard. I went to my girls and shot a whole music video in Bali. They're so important to me. And then my Bae is also so... Not that I have a Bae. We don't know. We don't know if I have a Bae. But I'm just thinking if there was one, my Bae is also important.
I'm just here to ask the questions.
No, my girls are like my sisters. My family don't do that to me.
A very important question, though. When you are unwinding and chilling out, when is your favorite time to have a cup of coffee or tea and maybe dip a rusk? Do you have a moment like that in your day that you prefer?
I think, honestly, like, because my mom is from Zim, drinking tea is like a ritual. It happens all the time. So it doesn't matter what time of day, it doesn't matter the weather. It can be boiling hot outside. We're having tea in the morning and we're having tea in the evening before we go to sleep. I'm having tea in the club. I'm having tea everywhere.
Yeah?
Because it's just so comforting.
You were tea drinking like
old
that?
School, like, you know, about my tea and my, like, cooking it in a pot. Yeah, okay. With the milk and the tea bags and making it, like, in the pot, like, you know.
Proper chai kind of thing.
Yes.
And when you're in those spaces, what's usually happening in your mind? I mean, most of the time, you're so 180, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's gig here, gig there, that appointment, music video, When you are chilling, what's going through your mind then?
So most of the time, it was like, oh, girl, he did what? Okay. Sips tea.
Oh, it's those kind
of... It's only like a gossip situation. It's like, okay, no, sipping tea. Yeah, okay, what happened, honey?
All right.
Or if your mom is like, now it's family politics. What happened? Who? That's what it is.
And what would you call that dipping time if you had to give it a hashtag for your own special dipping time?
I think I'd call it the Braga dip, because Braga's drip is way too lit.
Oh, what? It's the Braga drip because the Braga dip is way too lit. That's amazing. That's why we love you. Listen, so much fun getting to know you a little bit better. Hopefully that was for the fans, also an education on who Nadia Nakai is all about. But of course, we'd also love to hear from you too. So please keep sending us your favorite dipping time photos. We'd love to include them on our wall. Hashtag dipping time. You're welcome. These are chocolate chip rusks. Go ahead and dip. Show us that rugged dip. That's so rugged drip. It's never do. What? You know, this is where I initiate a break.
Soggy. Like I like it like halfway sog.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Half sog.
So it mustn't be soggy the whole way. It must be like crunchy in the middle, but like halfway sog.
I feel like you've just come up with a new term.
I'm really
half
like
sog.
Dipping.
Half sog is a thing, guys.
It's a vibe. That's not soggy enough. It's almost there. Hold on.
Anytime is dipping time.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome to it. It's a Friday morning, and right now, when you hear that song, you know it's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing! Yes, now have you been thinking of inviting a couple of your besties over for a tea party, but don't know exactly how to do it, what to serve? Well, we'll be talking about a new book that's just hit the shelves. It's packed with more than 50 party or tea party recipes, and the best news is we are going to give a copy away. So to tell us more and share a recipe or two, we have the author of Royal Tea Party, Professor Elaine Vlok, in studio, of course, with our own tea lover, Anel Potgieter. Ladies, welcome. Of course, it must be said that the Duchess of Sussex wanted to attend our party, but unfortunately, we couldn't allow her. We couldn't allow her. The party's full. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on the book as well.
Thank you.
All right. So when we talk about having these kind of tea parties and inviting friends, and it is a bit of a nervous situation because you want to keep it nice and classy. Yeah? You want to be able to sip your tea with your finger up in the air. But where did the inspiration come from for this Royal Tea Party book?
This is my 20th recipe book for Clover. It started when we were 100 years old, and then the idea came up that should we not have a recipe book? And this one is really special because it's the 55 best bakes over all these years.
Yeah.
So it's really, I call it a baker's Bible, because the best, most tested and loved recipes are in this book.
Excellent, excellent. Now, before we do carry on, we have good news, as I said. If you would like to stand a chance of winning this beautiful book, then all you got to do is reply to our Facebook post, right? So on our Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 Facebook page, let us know what your favorite tea time treat is. Terms and conditions do apply, and you can find them on our website over there. So let's talk about making the perfect cup of tea, because a tea party wouldn't be a tea party without the perfect cup of tea. How do you make the perfect cup of tea?
I think all types of tea, like green tea, needs a bit less hot water than black tea. Black tea needs a lot of hot water. But you're looking for, like, in your water, you look for, like, frog's eyes, just like a little bit of a boil. And then, Elaine, do you rinse your pot?
Yes, please, with hot water, because then the tea lasts longer and it stays warm longer.
Okay, so you rinse your pot.
So you rinse the pot first to warm it up?
To warm it up. So I'm just going to throw it
I can add that in my household, we were told, I grew up up with even having hot water in your cups, and then it would have, so that it really lasts longer.
Yeah, but you must be careful of that.
Yeah.
Because in the olden days, they didn't put hot water first, they put the milk first. Because the porcelain was so thin. If you put the hot water first, it could have cracked the porcelain. So that added a bit of milk.
goodness.
So that is where that comes from.
We should actually get Nadia Nakai into this because she said that she is an all-round tea drinker.
Yes.
And she summa boils the tea and the milk and the sugar in the pot. And I'm like, whoop. That's a very interesting cup of tea that you're making over there. But yes, so then you allow the tea bag to steep. You said the black tea needs a lot of hot water, whereas green tea less so.
No, it needs like a little, the temperature a little bit lower, the green tea.
Okay, yes.
And then it all depends on the type of tea that you steep it. You know, green tea I steep quite long, you know, so it all depends on what the type of tea.
Or chamomile also.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Now, you're wiggling that bowl around because, of course, now that you have your perfect cup of tea, you now need some scones.
Yes.
Right? Scones, cream. Do you have them with cream or jam or both? Well, what's the right kind of royal way to have it?
Cream.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Making the perfect scone, how do you start?
This is Elaine's recipe, so she needs to help me here. I don't want to do anything, because my scones are normally like, I can gaan rolbal speel met it, like 10-pin bowling, that's so hard.
See, I was waiting for that. You said scones, and some people say scones.
Yeah.
So which one is it, your right royal highness? Is it
Scones.
Does the queen say scones?
Yeah, scones. I love it. Okay, so now it's a caster sugar, a bit of salt in it, but that's right, fine. And now we mix our wet ingredients.
Is this?
No, that is later on to top it up to make
What is this?
That is milk. Milk. So we now need cream and our lovely sparkling water. We mix the two.
So I must mix it together.
Yeah, that's right.
Why sparkling water?
You will see it makes it so light. This is the best scone recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really
Why don't you make it with butter? Because this was not a butterbroodje in Afrikaans.
Yeah, but the butter is in the cream. So that is what is so special about this recipe.
Okay.
So all the richness of all the creams, the best cream, you have in that little container.
So I mix this all together.
Yeah.
Must I get my hands dirty now?
Now I see you really use your
spatula.
And
Too much?
Too much. You know,
you're turning our scones into scones. I know.
When you do a proper scones, it must be really light.
Just
mixed, Once it's mixed through, just put it in a little nice bowl and onto your stove.
Can I put it on there?
That's right.
And then I can take the koekroll?
No.
Hold on. Dames, ontspan 'n bietjie vir my in die kombuis. Draai my tensie binne. Okay. SMS the keyword bake to 33728. We'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list.
No.
So, what is that?
A koekroller.
No. You just tap it with your hands lightly. The least you touch your dough for the scone, the better.
Gosh,
the lighter it will be. And then you...
She's a professor, so ek's bang vir professor. Ek doen iets verkeerd. So I just put it on my plate.
Lovely.
Why is it better to not be so handsy with your
because
scone?
All the lightness and the fluffiness and the rising matters are going down and you get like a flat little scone.
Okay.
So now you will really have something that can rise nicely.
Yes.
And it will be light.
And you kind of like, I think a good scone is always one that is slightly out of shape. It's never uniform and beautifully, you know what I mean? It kind of wobbles to one side when you break it.
In the olden days, remember, they didn't have these lovely equipment. They would have done it with their hands and they would just put it together. So they will take off a piece and make it nice and round and then put it onto the plate. That is how your Oma made it.
There we go. Exactly.
Elaine, do I get like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10,
now,
6 out of 10?
After this try, I think definitely 7.
You get a 7 out of 10. But then Anel, we're minusing 2 for the koekroller. Okay, so that goes away. It's fine.
I think I must leave the kitchen.
SMS baked to 33728, and we'll be back with the culinary hotline. Bling! Sing! The Royal Tea Party edition.
Hey? Sasco, baking together since 1930.
Now, Sasco's Leanne Engelbrecht and PSFA's Patrina Paco joins us this morning to chat about Blisters for Bread. This event is back on our social responsibility calendar in 2019, and it's a big one, with the event celebrating its 51st year. Now, the annual Fun Walk calls on Mother City residents to take to the streets for a very worthy cause. And this year, Sasco is proud to announce that it will be one of the sponsors for the family event that supports the Peninsula School Feeding Association, a non-profit organization that addresses the fact that 3 out of 4 children in the Western Cape go to school hungry every day. So let's find out how we can all get involved. Joining us in studio is Sasco's marketing executive Leanne Engelbrecht and the director of the Peninsula School Feeding Association, Patrina Paco. Please give them a very warm welcome on this Friday. So good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Of course, Blisters for Bread is something that is supported by Cape Townians. Yes. I love the fact that Cape Townians are very generous, giving, warm-hearted people, and we're calling upon their good nature to get involved again. But let's first talk about the fact that, Patrina, this year marks the 51st Blisters for Bread.
Yes, it does.
Hey, that is absolutely incredible. Let's talk about how the journey has been since its inception from the very, very first event.
Well, you know, Leanne, the event started, like you said, 51 years ago, and there was this youngsters, about 146 of them from Savio Boys College, who arranged a walk from Simonstown to their college in Lansdowne, which was about 30-odd kilometers. And they initiated and got people to sponsor them to do this particular walk. And since then, the event has evolved over the years to walking around Rondebosch Common, to where we are right now, walking on the Sea Point Pavilion.
That is amazing. Now, it's very important when 2 powerful brands or bodies come together with a shared vision that you cannot teach a hungry child. Leanne, tell us why it was so important for Sasco to come on board with this event.
You know, we have such shared values. I mean, we're a large bread business, and we feed lots and lots of hungry tummies every day. And we really believe that it's our role to give back to the community and to care for those around us who are lesser fortunate. So for us, it's a wonderful partnership because, I mean, Blisters for Bread, Sasco Bread, it makes absolute sense. And we're very excited, and it's wonderful work that we see Patrina and the team doing, and we obviously want to sponsor and get on board and do what we can. I think it's our responsibility to do that.
Yeah, talking about responsibility, the Peninsula School Feeding Association has had such an incredible impact on learners. I think sometimes we take for granted how powerful a full tummy can be when you're actually learning, when you're focusing, when you're building your future. What has been the impact over the last few years for learners across the country?
Well, you know, the impact of the organization is really that going back, and the organization is 61 years old, you know, we've fed over 1.7 billion meals during this time. And our aim is to reduce short-term hunger in schools by not having to think about your hungry tummy. You are able to concentrate in class. Our meals are nutritious. That is exceptionally important for us, the nutrition of the meal. And so if you're having a nutritious meal, then automatically you are building immune systems of the children. And by building immune systems, children are not getting ill that often. So they attend school. They're able to concentrate better. You are building muscle, etc., that goes with that. So for us, it's important to ensure that by providing them with these nutritious meals, we are ensuring that children are not dropping out of school. They're in school, they're able to concentrate, and they remain healthy. And that's important.
That is so important. Patrina, why is it important to join hands with such incredible partners like Sasco for initiatives like this?
Well, as Leanne said earlier, shared vision, really as such. And then more importantly for us, we're a non-profit organization. It is important to collaborate. And so for us, it was just a natural thing to come along with Sasco. Sasco has sponsored the event in the past, and for a very long time, the organization, as part of our meals, used to give out bread. And still in some of our programs, we do that. So,
So exciting. Now, Leanne, Sasco is a new partner to the event. Let's talk about the day. Let's talk about what people can expect from the day as they make their way, of course, bring the family out and also give to a very good cause.
Well, firstly, we live in such a beautiful city.
We do.
So what they can expect on the day is a beautiful day at the beach.
Yes.
I love it. Beautiful day at the beach. But also, I mean, for us, it's really important that the families, it's a family day.
Yeah.
So everyone is coming. There's entertainment for the kids. There's entertainment for the parents. We're going to have our Sasco Sam running around.
Love Sasco Sam.
Special kids area where they can play and learn and have lots of fun on the day. But I think it is about family and it is about community. So expect a lot of entertainment. Expect, like I say, our Sam, our special Sam. He's so beloved. Sam's going to be running around in the day, but I think it's just going to be a fun and entertaining day for everyone that's going to come.
Do you know what I love about Sasco is that you're no stranger to assisting others, whether it's assisting moms, kids, communities. Can you maybe tell us what else you're going to be doing throughout the rest of the year?
So we have quite a solid program in place. I mean, some of the projects that we get involved in is, for example, Sia Sazana. So Sia Sazana, and we've been here, we've actually chatted in this very studio about it. So Sia Sazana stands for We Are Helping Each Other, and that project is all around collecting bread bags and actually in return for books. So we've got our Mandela Day activities. We've got 11 bakeries, and they all get very involved in our communities. So we've got quite a solid program for the year with lots of different activities and very much community-based. We've got these 11 bakeries, and they're beautiful, but around the bakery it's an important area for us, and we obviously invest in the area that's closest to our bakeries as well. So,
amazing stuff. Well, let's talk about Blisters for Bread. How can people get involved, Patrina?
Right. So I'm begging everyone out there to please enter for the event. Group entries have closed, but online entries are still there. Manual entries, people can go to the Pick and Pay, or they can go to Sportsman's Warehouse, get an entry form, enter. It's for a very good cause. And the event's on the 25th of August.
Wonderful.
Greenpoint Cricket Club. And there is a 5 kilometre and a 10 kilometre. So whichever suits your fitness level. But come along. As Leanne said, it's a family day, and we are. And every cent of your 60 Rand goes directly towards feeding a hungry child
I
out
think
there.
you gave me a quote, Patrina. So every entry feeds
24 children.
24 kids.
Every entry of just 60 Rand feeds 24 children.
It costs PSFA R2.50 to feed a child 2 nutritious meals for the day.
Oh, that is incredible. Thank you so much, Leanne. Thank you, Patrina, for being here. And I certainly hope that every Cape Townian South African fly in from wherever you are to make a massive difference in the lives of our young people. Well, addressing malnutrition is vital to children's right to survive, to grow, to develop, and to learn at their full potential. With partnerships like this, we're able to focus special effort on reaching the most vulnerable and excluded children to the benefit of all children everywhere. Now, we call on everyone to join us to unite against childhood hunger by entering this event at the cost of only 60 Rand per person. Each entry fee will enable PSFA to provide 24 school children affected by poverty with a nutritious cooked breakfast and lunch for an entire day. Now, enter online for the entry form, or go online for the entry form. You can download that at www.psfa.org.za. Online entries close on Sunday the 18th of August, so please don't miss out.
Sasco, baking together since 1930.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines a light on the generosity alive in each of us. Bring your old toys to any of Cadbury Dairy Milk's pop-up Little Generosity shops in major centres this winter and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Get to Cape Town's Canal Walk Little Generosity shop from the 19th of July to the 5th of August with your toys, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury Dairy Milk goodness in the world.
Can you play loud? Yeah. No. Yeah. All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. All I ever wanted was some more love. Can you put the backtrack up more? Just louder. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus.
Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I flew up. You been getting loose and I've been screwed up. Sipping Douce while I throw the deuce up. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I flew up. You been getting loose and I've been screwed up. Sipping Douce while I throw the deuce up, yeah.
As a man, you were meant to protect me. Why you let these disrespect me? Knowing damn well that would affect me. I let you hit and roll, you could infect me. I thought I told you not to go embarrass me. We even spoke kids, no vasectomy. You said I was your flower, you would cherish me. And all I
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Yes, indeed. Oh, hear ye. Welcome thee back to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. Yes, we are all about the Royal Tea Party this morning, if you were wondering. And so it's all about pinkies down or pinkies up. We don't know what the acceptable manner is to do it, how to stir it. We're learning all manner of things in this beautiful book called The Royal Tea Party. And we have Professor Elaine Flock joining us, and of course, tea lover Anel Potgieter. We're going to be inviting another tea lover into the studio. We only discovered this very recently, but she is a queen in her own right. Her Royal Highness Nadia Nakai, ladies and gentlemen, welcome her. Yes. Come and join us over here, Your Royal Highness. Before we put you to the challenge, because you said you're a tea drinker, right?
I am a tea drinker.
We're gonna quickly find out what everyone has to say on social media, because we asked if you could invite anyone famous to have tea with, who would that be? Okay, so this is what you had to say at home. Gine Mazibuko says, I would invite Connie Ferguson because I'm dying to know about her fitness and inspiring my career. Yeah, her fitness journey has been amazing, right?
Yeah, she looks great. Have you seen her abs?
Absolutely.
She looks better than me.
Cavanier says, Leanne Williams, so much class, and she also loves Game of Thrones. And is that Leanne in front of the castle? I don't know. James says, morning, beautiful people. Personally, I would love to invite Trevor Noah. I like his personality, and I know it's going to be fun.
And he killed.
And he, oh, okay. Are you okay? Then Rhoda says, I would invite Enrique Iglesias, most sexiest man ever. And his songs, I just want to squeeze him. So cute.
Rhoda needs to invite me as well if she invites him.
Can you imagine Enrique Iglesias singing, I can be your hero, babe, while sipping tea with you there? Listen, so I wanted to find out about your tea etiquette and how well-rounded you are as a tea drinker, because this is a royal tea party.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a cup there. Do you drink your tea with your pinky up or
I
down?
don't, but I'm like a huge mug tea drinker, so this is already too small for me. The bigger the better. It's like drinking out of saucer. That's me.
The lack of decorum.
No.
It is most vile.
The more tea in it, the better. No.
I think my muffin just came up.
You guys are haters.
Wait.
The bigger the cup, the better, guys.
Wait, so when it comes to a royal tea party, what is the right kind of way, Anel, of drinking tea?
Okay, so you first put your fingers through the little ear.
Yes.
Okay. Then you use that finger for the supporting act.
Hey, the nails
and then those
struggle.
as well for the supporting act.
Uh-huh.
And then if you're a royal, you can lift your pinky like that.
Right.
And if you feel you're a commoner, you can keep it there. But I think life is too short. We must all gooi ons pinkies in.
Pinkies in the air, y'all. Pinkies in the air. Look at that. That's how you do it.
No, I think you're going to try. My nails are too long. I can't even hold them.
Okay, so the first test, clearly Nadia failed.
Yeah, I failed.
Second test. We're going to hand you a cup again with a teaspoon.
Okay.
How, when you have your favorite cup of tea in front of you, do you stir your tea? So we want to see whether you do it in the right royal way. How do you stir?
You know, I feel like I'm just not made for it. I'm really not, because I'm in the kitchen. I've stirred this already in the kitchen. I don't have the spoon because my mom told me that if you have your spoon in your cup, it's hella disrespectful.
How do you
So I'll just go like this and then bye.
That's nice and delicate, okay.
Quite delicate.
Professor Elaine, what do you say?
The correct way is you take your spoon and you go like only 12, 6, 12, 6.
No! But all the sugar's down here.
And you never touch the brim or the sides of your cup.
No sounds.
And when you take it out, you put it like the same way your ear of the cup is lying. So and that will be the way.
Nadia Nakai, a few things to learn when it comes to making.
No, I failed, Missy. I failed.
But you enjoy your tea. I enjoy my tea differently.
One thing you are super successful at is making incredible music. So I'm going to have you take leave. That was amazing. Cheers, Nadia. Okay, so we've made our beautiful scones earlier on. What are you making over there for our tea party?
What am I making, Elaine?
Rosemary cheese sticks.
Okay, so I've got the havermout in now.
The oats. No. First you're drying ingredients.
Oh, what is this? Gosh. Professor.
Now is this going in there with the egg already?
Your salt and your pepper. Okay, and now you mix it with your
But
egg.
isn't it going to be like scrambled egg now?
No, it won't be.
Oops.
So by the way, if you've just joined us
And then
earlier
some
on,
cheese.
we made a
And
beautiful
light, huh?
scone for our tea party. Right now, we're making a savory nibble, if you will. SMS the keyword dish to 33728. So you're mixing it all together. You've got your oat in there. You had some rosemary. You had some, was that salt?
And pepper.
Salt and pepper for seasoning.
I'm so scared to do something. Professor, can you just put that in
Help
there?
a bikkie dar, help a bikkie dar. So before all the cheese melts completely, you want to get it in there.
In a little bake.
And then you bake it?
Yeah. You just
how long?
make it flat.
Let's do this quickly because this thing is hot.
That's right.
My arms is
Okay,
special.
that's it.
Do it to brand.
Sit him near.
now you can
Okay,
take
then you
over.
press it down.
Press it down.
Lightly, Professor.
Yeah.
And Professor, while we're done, I'm sure Anel will be capable of doing that part of the recipe. What else can we expect from this wonderful book, The Royal Tea
They are the
Party?
most beautiful custard slices, lovely roulade, all the dishes, fat cook, everything that you can use for a tea party, you will find in there.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing us this wonderful
Lovely.
book. I hope that you feel yourself enlightened, my lady.
Yes. And she's joining me for the next segment for the Lamingtons.
Excellent stuff. Well, listen, if you'd like to get yourself a copy of the book, then go on to our Facebook page and then let us know over there what is your favorite tea time treat. Okay, terms and conditions do apply and you can find them on our website. And of course, are we coming back again for one more little segment?
Yeah,
or
we're
that's
going to do
just
some
me and you?
Lamingtons.
Some Lamingtons, yes.
We
As
need
the
it.
culinary hotline bling. Sing. Doth continue.
Well, what a treat we've been treated to here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this beautiful Friday. The queen, the royalty of SA hip-hop, Nadia Nakai. She is here bringing all sorts of brand new gems onto your TV screen and, of course, infusing that feel-good factor. This one is one of her latest works. It's called More Drugs, and it's a feel-good Expresso. It's your it's a heartbreak song, but it's all about getting into the feels, and it's a Expresso exclusive. Take it away, Nakia.
Yeah. No. Yeah. All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. You've been getting loose and I've been screwed up. Sipping Douce while I thought it Douce up. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. You've been getting loose and I've been screwed up. Sipping Douce while I thought it Douce up, yeah.
As a man, you were meant to protect me. Why you let this disrespect me? Knowing damn well that would affect me. I let you hit and roll, you could infect me. I thought I told you not to go embarrass me. We even spoke kids, no vasectomy. You said I was your flower, you would cherish me. And all I ever did was get the best of me. You took it for granted, never needed your money. Made you part of my family, I thought you'd keep it 100. I can buy my own things, if I want it, I get it. I just wanted your loyalty, but your ass didn't get it. So I'ma roll one, I'ma smoke one. Call the girls up, have a cold one. Never imagined I'd be chilling on my lonesome. Cause every woman's fear is having no one.
All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I've been feeling lonely on my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. You've been getting loose and I've been screwed up. Sipping Douce while I thought it Douce up. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. You've been been getting loose and I was screwed up. Sipping juice while I throw the deuce up, yeah. Looking back, I thought that I could trust you. Yeah, many late nights with no curfew. Yeah, all these cigarettes that I'm burnt through. Yeah, fast forward, look at what we turned to. Yeah, looking back, I thought that I could trust you. Yeah, many late nights with no curfew. Yeah, all these cigarettes that I'm burnt through. Fast forward, look at what we turned to. Yeah.
Do you know my name? Every time I hear you say it, never sounds the same. I become a cynic, yeah, like every other day. I don't wanna fit it, but this love has gone away. Have you ever seen me stress? I'm mad. I ain't never been a mess, I'm sad. Yeah, you know that I'm the best you ever had. Now I'm cynic, I don't think I'm coming back. So I'ma roll one, I'ma smoke one. Call the girls up, have a cold one. Never imagine I'd be chilling on my lonesome. Cause every woman's fear is having no one. Ay, all I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I be feeling lonely in my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. All I ever wanted was some more love. Everything I did it for us. I be feeling lonely in my tour bus. Got me thinking about taking some more drugs. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. You been getting loose and I be screwed up. Sipping juice while I throw the deuce up. We were better when nobody knew us. Then you started changing when I blew up. We be getting loose and I be screwed up. Sipping juice while I throw the deuce up. Yeah.
Jamming on these bars right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Give it up for Nadia Nakai. Yes, lots more entertainment on here, but also kitchen action after the break. Nadia, we're breaking a sweat here.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, live, large and in charge on this Friday morning. And today it's all about the tea party on the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. And we're making a classic favorite this morning, lamingtons. And they're beautiful sponge cake squares dipped in chocolate and then snowed under in desiccated coconut. And they're easy to make and will definitely become a firm family favorite treat if they're not in your book already, that is. And here to show us how to make them, of course, Nel, and we've got Professor Elaine Flock also joining us. So, lamingtons, yes?
Eystervarkies in Afrikaans.
That's what they're called, eystervarkies.
Isn't
Okay.
it beautiful?
Absolutely.
Because of the dark and then the white sparks normally from an eystervarkie.
Excellent. Okay, so how do we go about making them?
Prof, ek het jou hulp nodig.
I think the most important part of any recipe where you start with a mixture of butter and sugar, it must be really mixed very, very well. Then you add your eggs.
Did I do it right, though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would have mixed it a bit before the time, but it's not that bad.
You've got a lot to learn when it comes to baking, Nel.
You will also need to, you haven't put this with the dry ingredients.
Okay, let me just put this bit of vanilla in, ne?
That's right. Okay.
And then we're going to add some beautiful clover custard as well.
And while you mentioned that, clover is the key word for you to SMS to 33728, and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list. Ladies, where do lamingtons come from?
It's a New Zealand thing or Australian thing, isn't it?
I think it's Australian.
Australian, yeah, Australian thing. It's part of their national type of cookie repertoire.
Yes.
So it's an Australian thing.
I think but the wonderful thing of this recipe is everything is mixed in one bowl.
Yes.
And normally you have
We
like many
prefer that.
dishes. Here it's like quick and easy.
Absolutely.
Some baking powder.
I love how we took an Australian cookie and named it eystervarkie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just make it our own.
And now we're going to add this in here. Mix it all together. And Professor, for how long does this go into the oven now?
About half an hour, 30 minutes.
30 minutes at what temperature?
180.
And where would you bake it? Would you bake it on like the middle
of the oven?
Ja. Ek gaan 'n bietjie meer van
Is that because you wanted to kind of bake evenly throughout,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, yeah. Or if you have a thermofan oven, even better.
Thermofan oven is like 20 degrees less. Okay.
How so?
160, yeah. It's just because of the fact that this
the heat circulates.
circulate absolutely all areas of the
Ek gaan nog 'n bietjie van hierdie lovely clover.
Daar sê maak sommer jou eie resep
Ja,
daar
maak
nou.
my eie resep en
But the more the lekkerder. So
Ja.
it's very
creamier.
That is it. The more, the lekkerder. That is the new saying, okay? That's how we're doing it at this royal party. Excellent.
I'm over mixing it, so just slaan my oor die vingers.
No, but this you can because you want it nice and smooth.
Okay, so now we've done this. Can I
Excellent.
just leave that? We're going to bake this at 180 degrees for half an hour.
Half an hour, and then the
This is how
sponge
it-
should come out looking
Yeah,
that way.
like
Have you kind of cut it off? There was I can see a bit of a golden
that's right. But
finish
there is
to
a crust
it.
on that side.
Oh, there is a
so
okay.
it's
on
not
the
a problem
one
if you
side.
keep it, but preferably not.
You just need like little blocks. So
Yeah.
any blocks. If you want a circle, do a circle.
Oh,
if you want
good,
a block,
okay.
do a block. I think
Okay.
it is all up to your own, you know.
Your own imagination.
Yeah.
And then what do we have here?
This is our chocolate mix with a bit of milk, butter, and cacao. And then you melt it on the stove, and once it's like
look at that.
melted, you
What a beautiful thick coat.
absolutely, and it will absorb it.
Yeah.
And now once you've dipped it, it goes into your lovely coconut.
Is this the coconut?
Yeah.
Just like that.
And then, you know that the clover custard, it's got all those vitamins in. So
Absolutely.
just a bit of a healthier...
It's beautiful.
look at that.
Fantastic.
Mooi.
Good.
No, she's proud of you. Professor is so proud of you. Wonderful
Okay,
stuff.
I want to do another one.
All right, so you can coat the rest of them over there. Anel is so excited to be getting our lamingtons finished off here in this
look
beautiful
at it.
chocolate
It's really
sauce and
absorbing
the desiccated coconut. SMS the
that.
keyword clover to 33728. Let's quickly give you a quick flash through this recipe to show you how we made it.
Ek doen dit vir jou graag. Jy sê dit mooi.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
They're mostly known as lamingtons, and in Afrikaans, they're called eystervarkies. Call them whatever you like, but make sure to give these Clover lamingtons a go this weekend. To a sieve, add 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Sift together and set aside. In a separate bowl, combine half a cup of clover butter and a 1/3 cup of sugar. Then beat until pale and fluffy. Add 1 egg, then whisk again before adding in a 2nd egg and mixing again. Next, add a 3/4 cup Clover Classic custard and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, then mix. Pour the custard mixture into the flour and fold until combined. Finally, it's time to pour the cake batter into your greased tin. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Set aside to cool completely before slicing the sponge into squares. To make the chocolate icing, combine 3 cups of icing sugar, half a cup of Clover Fresh full cream milk, a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, and 2 tablespoons of Clover butter. Whisk until smooth and add more milk if the icing is too thick. We're almost done. Place a sheet of baking paper on a working surface. Then place a wire rack over the paper. Carefully dip each cake square into the chocolate icing. Then cover with loads of desiccated coconut. Leave to dry before tucking in. We don't care what you call these cake babies as long as you try making them. Serve with a pot of hot tea and good friends around the kitchen table.
Made with love by Clover.
So there you have it, as simple, as easy as that. SMS the keyword Clover to 33728, and we're going to have a little taste of these freshly made lamingtons. Lovely sponge, nice and soft. Oh, that's beautiful.
Don't you want to taste?
Beautiful. Prof Flop, thank you so much. 10-19 vir jou, Anna. Wel gedaan. Oh, and on that note, we will leave it here for the culinary hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing.
Oh, man, so jealous.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, those lamingtons look amazing, but you prefer to call them?
Etiquette.
There we go.
Yeah, man. Okay, so Princess, while we're here, please can I have a cup of tea, your delicious McCafe tea, so I can go dig in and get involved with those etiquettes.
And of course, this has got those delicious 100%.
Arabica.
Hey, the
It's all about the levels. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. After the break, Burn the Floor. They are on their South African world tour, and it's going to be an explosive Friday dance, so stick around.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McCafe, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
What's up, guys? This is Ndando Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. It's the Friday edition of it, and everything is going at a high altitude, almost Swiss like that. So, the world's most prolific ballroom and dance theatre production, Burn the Floor, returns to South Africa for another sizzling tour. I mean, when I say sizzling, it's an offer and not a challenge. Now, this international cast includes South African Latin champion Kylie Brown and the sweet vocals of sultry songstress Lelo Ramashimong, who is currently a finalist in a local music TV show, and they're doing amazing. Here they are to tell us more. Georgia, Lelo, welcome to Expresso. It's good to have you guys here.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Well, you guys look absolutely dashing. You've just taken me from Cape Town to, gosh knows, I don't know where, somewhere really, really far.
Bright and early, just for you.
Bright and early, just for us. But this is the fourth time that you're bringing Burn the Floor touring to South Africa. The last time that you guys were here was in 2016. What keeps bringing you back here?
Oh, what doesn't keep bringing us back here? We can't stay away, honestly. We came the first time in 2011. The cast loves South Africa. We travel the world. We've just been in Korea, we've been in Australia, but there's no place quite like South Africa.
Ah, man, we're glad you love it because we love you guys here. So, Lelo, I know that Burn the Floor has such deep connections with South Africa. They've groomed dancers out of South Africa and put them on international stages. One of them, Johannes Radebe, who actually partnered with Leanne Williams on Strictly Come Dancing, is one of them. What does it take to prepare for a production of this magnitude?
A lot of rehearsal.
A lot of rehearsal, yeah.
A hell of a lot of rehearsal, but also, I think, innate talent, which is what the dancers on the Burn the Floor cast have. They have amazing, amazing talent and so much experience. South Africa, get ready for some amazing, hot, sexy stuff.
Ooh, is that what we can expect from the performance today?
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, we'll give it a go.
Yeah,
Give it a go.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
have to come next week, everyone, to the Baxter.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
right. The show is happening at the Baxter Theatre from the 8th to the 17th of August, and tickets cost 180 Rand to 310 Rand. You can get more information at Burn the Floor Official. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm ready for the show, guys. Are you ready for the show? Yes.
Yeah.
It's showtime.
Let's do it.
That's why they're called the rebels of the dance floor, right there, huh?
That's the reason. That's the
rebels.
The rebels,
And the rebels.
honey.
Devils
the
of the
rebels.
dance floor.
Oh.
You can call them that. I'm sure that works too.
That's why they burn the floor, 'cause
They
they're the
burn
devils
the
of the dance
floor.
floor.
Man, wow, what a performance. You can catch them at the Baxter Theatre from the 7th to the 18th of August. This month of August, that's where it's happening. 180 Rand to 380 bucks. It's a total treat, and you have to check it out.
Do you know the last time they were here? I watched the show a total of 5 times.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
every single time I watched it like it was
In
the first
awe.
time. It's amazing. It's
Wow.
really, really amazing.
Wow.
So worth checking out. They just dance with such reckless abandon. I love it.
And the energy that comes from that stage, oh, you certainly do feel it. And they make you feel like you can do it too.
Or that you've done it.
And I think
after they've done it, I feel like I was dancing. I'm just like,
and don't they have that interactive part of the show where they actually get audience members onto the show to try some of the dance moves? And the last time I was like, no, they didn't do that.
No, was that show?
Yeah, I think so.
Like in the
With
beginning.
Johannes.
Yeah, in the beginning, there's a little bit of interaction
But
with
that's
the
what I
audience.
mean. That's what I mean. No,
yeah,
not in the main show. They're not going to make you do that.
Beyond that, I was like, okay, well.
No, you might break something.
Especially since you are now a cha-cha-cha aficionado.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You might take over and just outshine
Wow.
all of them. How's that?
I just have my 8 count on lock. That's the thing.
As long as you've
I'm not
got
a cha-cha-cha
that, hey?
aficionado.
Oh, man.
But what an amazing show we've had today. We've been so blessed. We had the lights of Shekinah on the show, Nadia Nakai on the show, Burn the Floor on the show. It's been jam-packed with everything that's been so good.
A busy week as well. The announcement of the auditions for Tropica Island of Treasure presenter Search on 3. It's been a lot, but thank you so much for being part of it. Bye, guys.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Nana, Feel Good Production.